Welcome to Game Night Live. WJBF Sports presents local high school football live in your living room each Friday night. Game Night Live is powered by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And now, your hosts, John Hart and Ashley Brown.
And we welcome you in. John Hart couldn't be with us tonight. Ashley Brown with you, and I'm joined by Nathan Edwards. And we are in one of the finest sites for high school football in the entire Southeast. We are at the Brickyard in Thomson, Georgia. A great atmosphere. Fans getting here way before kickoff. Tailgating, having a blast. We've got an incredible atmosphere for the game. And, Nathan, we also have a great matchup.
Absolutely. This rivalry is probably one of the best in all of the CSRA. Year in, year out, both of these teams are very good. We got great coaches in this matchup, including Michael Youngblood that used to go to Burke County and helped try and lead them to a state title. Now he's coaching against them at Thomson.
Absolutely. And speaking of those great coaches, let's tell you about them a little bit. The Johansson's coaches matchup, tonight's coaching matchup brought to you by our friends at Johansson Sporting Goods, outfitting CSRA teams for over 50 years. Eric Parker at Burke County, one of the area's top coaches, most respected coaches, 23 straight playoff appearances going back to his career at Laney. He led Burke to the 2011 state title. And for Coach Youngblood, you mentioned he played at Burke County, took them to the state championship game in '97. He was an All-American linebacker at Georgia Southern. He is in his 7th year as a head coach, his 5th year at Thomson, and over the last 2 seasons, he has the Bulldogs at 20-4, including a trip to the quarterfinals last year. They finished the season 11-1, being knocked off by Appling County. And you mentioned we've got a great matchup. We got great coaches. We've got some great players tonight. We'll get a chance to see 2 of the better passing quarterbacks in Noah Story for Thomson and Marshall Flowers for Burke County. Thomson, though, going to run a little 2-headed quarterback. Ja'Kias Jones and Noah Story will play split time, right, Nathan?
Absolutely. We're going to see a little bit of both. Jones is more of the runner of the two, but we'll definitely see both of them. And then Flowers for the Burke County side is definitely the leader for them.
Yeah, Flowers about 6'5", talented kid, and they both have some good targets to throw to, so it should be good. And let's get to our keys to the game tonight because, again, this kind of matchup, very, very important. You do every little thing right. For Burke County, I think they got to run the football tonight, keep Thompson's big play offense off the field, and they got to eliminate that big play. We know what Jontavius Curry can do for Thomson. They got to eliminate those big, long runs from the outstanding return man and running back. And for the Thomson Bulldogs, their new throwing offense, they got to protect the football. You don't want to turn it over in a game and keep Burke County in it. And then also, they got to kind of buy in and share the football. They got so many weapons. Marcellus Brigham, Jordan Lane, Jontavius Curry, the 2 quarterbacks. They all got to buy in. There's plenty to go around, and that's the keys to tonight's game brought to you by Ford.
You've won the toss. You want to defer your option in the second half. Thomson won the toss and deferred. You're going to want the ball, right? Correct. Which way you want to kick? You're going to kick that way. White over there, black you're over here. Burke County will receive. Fellas, shake hands.
Will receive the kick. Thomson will kick it off, and they will do it. When we come back, we are live at the Brickyard. It's WJBF Sports Game Night Live, and we got ourselves a good one. And we are in Thomson. It is WJBF Game Night Live. We had Augusta Christian last night as they knocked off Ridge Spring Minetta. And tonight we've got the Thomson Bulldogs coming off an 11-1 season, a quarterfinal state appearance, and they will be taking on their arch rivals from Burke County. These 2 teams, 8 of the last 10 matchups, Nathan, decided by 7 points or less.
Absolutely incredible. And Michael Youngblood, the coach of Thomson, you don't always hear coaches say this. He's not shying away from the expectations this year. He's stating state title or bust.
Well, here's our Burke Health kickoff. All of our kickoffs this season brought to you by Burke Health. And we are underway. And it's going to be fielded back at about the 6-yard line. And a nice return. Here we go. Burke County with a nice start to this one up near midfield is the return man. And I believe it was number 10 on the return, Donta Williams. So Donta Williams, there he is, with a big return for the Bears. I was making sure it was 10 because from the back, the number kind of bunched up. I wasn't sure if it was 18 or 19 or – no, it's number 10, Donta Williams, with a huge return, about 45 yards.
44 yards.
Yeah, 44. There you go. All right. Burke first quarter. Choose Burke Health for all your sports therapy needs, from diagnosis to treatment to recovery and beyond. Choose Burke first. So here we go. The the Bears on first down. That's Golphin. He's one of the better receivers. And check that. That's Dorsey. So they threw the screen to Dorsey. Golphin is number 25, Dorsey 24. And the big quarterback, Marshall Flowers, threw it out in the flats to Dorsey, and he picks up nice yardage. So Marshall Flowers threw for 1,400 last year. There's the Burke starting lineup. Flowers at quarterback, Dorsey the top running back. And how will that offensive line be able to handle this stout Thomson defense? They go to Dorsey. When I talked to Eric Parker a couple of weeks ago on the radio side, I said, do you grow 5'9", 190-pound running backs on trees somewhere in Waynesboro? Because every year they seem to have that kind of bowling ball running back. On the Thomson defense, sophomore Donquavius Cummings, number 90. He is a hoss. He's only a sophomore. He is the leader along with Jaquan Hart. Hart coming off a year in which he had 88 tackles. And there's another screen pass out into the flats. Burke County marching right down the field on Thomson. A lot of folks, including myself, Nathan, have these two teams tabbed as the top two teams in the area. So big matchup tonight.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing early, getting some short, quick passes with the quarterback, getting him into the game, getting him in the flow of the game, not trying to work it down the field right away. Getting him settled in a rivalry game.
Yeah, Flowers an outstanding baseball player as well. And congratulations, by the way. They recently had one of their former Burke County Bears stars, Bill Knight, drafted in Major League Baseball out of Mercer. He's transferred to Mississippi State, but he was drafted, and not sure if he's going to go pro or finish his college career at Mississippi State where he transferred. So a short game there for Burke County. That was Amari Williams. He is the sophomore. Last year he was the number 3 kind of choice at running back, number 3 option, and he still had 5 touchdowns and rushed for 357 yards on 60 carries. Thomson trying to slow down this quick pace of this offense for Burke County, and Coach Parker's squad. Williams is going to get it, but nowhere to go that time. Bulldogs coming in, number 30, Travion Curry. Curry last year had 14 tackles for loss. There he is, number 30, and he makes a big play.
Yeah, tried to run that ball to the short side there and didn't work at all.
Yeah, last year, number 90, Cummings, on the defensive line for Thomson, when we saw him, I was blown away that he was a freshman. And he looks like he's thinned out slightly. He's getting a little bit of that baby fat off maybe. This kid looks, he is a big-time player for just a sophomore. Flowers on third down, rolling out to his right. He's being chased by Cummings, throws it up.
Just throws it away smartly.
Yeah, threw it away. Cummings was tracking him. So it's going to be 4th down and about 7. And see what the Bears opt to do here. One thing the Bears have, very few years that they had a really stout kicking game.
So they're going to give it a go.
They're going to try here. So the Bears attempting a kick here.
Definitely want to get some kind of points out of that great return to start the game.
Yeah, you hate to come away empty-handed. This one's going to be about a 32-yarder. And it looks like he got it. It is in there. Yeah. It is in there. So the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Burke County Bears use a 44-yard opening kickoff and a couple of quick pass plays to move down the field. And they come away with 3 points on the field goal, and they lead here on the road against their arch rivals, 3-0. And Thomson, This usually is a game to decide a region championship. Now they're no longer in the same region. Burke County is in Class 3 Quad A, and Thomson is in Region 4 AA. But it's still a big game for the area, and Eric Parker knew that. He said the minute he found out that they were not in the same region, they wanted to play one another because they know what a big game this is for the area.
Yeah, I mean, this game's so big, there's been several years where they've played twice. They've
Yeah.
gone home and away, and you only got 10 games in a high school season to
Yeah.
play one team twice. You don't see it a lot.
Well, and a lot of coaches wouldn't want to play Thomson or Burke County once, much less twice, and they're not afraid to, do that. Here's a Burke Health kickoff. And doing the honors, number 14, Blake Burden, the junior, just put his team up. And his kick is a short one. Going to be fielded on a bounce.
Curry.
And that's John Tavius Curry, but he's brought down. Nice play made by number 21 for the Bears. That's Jeremy Richardson. And that kid Curry, we're going to be calling his name tonight and probably talking about him a lot this year. One of the most electrifying players, not just in the area, in the state, and not just now, in a long, long time. I mean, you got to go back a ways. Guys like Donquell Green, former Burke County Bear, comes to mind. Last year, on just 114 carries, he rushed for 959 yards, and he missed 2 games. So that 959 was in just 9 games. He also had a kick return for a touchdown, a pass reception for a touchdown. The junior is going to start it. That's Noah Story, and his screen pass to Jordan Lane is going nowhere. Good defense. And again, that's Richardson. He is not afraid to stick his face in there. Nice play by 21. Noah Story is a transfer. Now, he is from what I hear, I haven't delved into the stories. I just heard it, but apparently he's a legacy. I'm not sure if it was a father or a grandfather or someone was a great player here at Thomson. He transferred from Lakeside. He was here last year and split time at quarterback, but and he's doing it again this year, but with a different player, Ja'Kias Jones. They're going to throw the screen. Here's Curry, and Curry can fly, looking for the corner, but he is tripped up. First, it was Cohen Rogers that got him.
Yeah, the backwards lateral there to Curry, so give him a few rush yards there.
There's just something about 6. Every time he gets the ball, you kind of get on the edge of your seat because you think he can take it to the house.
Yeah, we've been to enough games where you can almost hear a gasp in the crowd. It's almost like they're expecting something magical to happen or a big play every time.
Yeah, and he was at Richmond Academy briefly, and back here at Thomson now. And here's Jones in at quarterback. So they're already switching quarterbacks here. They will use both throughout the game. Jones looking to throw. Now he's going to run. He is very dangerous running, and he slides down across the 30.
It's going to be close to where he started the slide, whether they give it to him or not. I think he's going to have the first down.
So Ja'Kias Jones. That's the added dimension, though. He can throw it. He's a good throwing quarterback. But that is the added dimension he gives you when he does decide to take off. He can really run. So the Bulldogs get the first down. And another player on this offense I'm looking forward to seeing. They've got some weapons. We mentioned the 2 QBs, Jordan Lane, a running back receiver. We mentioned Curry. The transfer from Laney, number 8, running to the bottom of your screen, Marcellus Brigham. Keep an eye on him tonight because when they throw it, he is going to be a main target, and he is outstanding. So Jones brought down that time. It's 44 for Burke County. That's Brandon Lively. Lively, when we saw Burke last year, Lively made some plays. He's only a junior.
Yeah, Jones is going to give him more of the traditional that we saw with T. Martin last year. He's going to kind of give you that same skill set.
I think he's a little better passer than Tay was. Running-wise, they're pretty similar, but I think he's a better passer.
Tay, I was thinking.
Yeah. And he's looking up. He's got a man, and almost caught. That was Brigham. We told you he's got some incredible ball skills, and he almost made the grab there. It is incomplete, though. Jones throwing it up on our Busby instant replay, and Brigham almost brought this down. It was underthrown and a little behind him. Jones looked to be kind of bobbling the ball before he threw it, and then kind of threw it quick. You wonder if he had a clean exchange there, would he have been able to put that ball on the money? And if so, it might have been a score because Brigham had a couple of steps on the DB.
Yeah, I wondered when they told us they would play both quarterbacks, I wonder if it'd be more of a each get a series, but they're rotating them in between plays.
Yeah, here's Story. And he's going to throw. And he's going to be hit from behind, and he did a good job just to hold on to the football there. And again, this Burke County defense coming ready to play. That's Markel Kelly, the Pony linebacker. And so just like that, Thomson now is facing 4th and about 13.
Great start to this football game for Burke County.
Yeah, Eric Parker has to be thrilled. He comes away with points, even though he didn't get the TD. And more importantly, maybe for him, is that his defense was able to stop this really high-powered Thomson offense. Yeah, Thomson last year just seemed like they scored almost every possession. And their Story to punt it away. And it's going to take a bounce inside the 35. It rolls. And we'll take a timeout as it's down at the 33. Back with more. Burke County up 3-0 here. We're in Thomson for WJBF Game Night Live. And we welcome you back. We are just past the midway point of the Burke first quarter. Choose Burke Health for all your sports therapy needs, from diagnosis to treatment to recovery and beyond. Choose Burke first. So the Bears with the football and the lead here in the early going. Flowers going to hand this one off, and that is going to be Dorsey. Charlie Dorsey, last year, 125 carries for 45 yards and 8 touchdowns. And Tiger Williams went over 1,000 yards last year, and he graduated.
I remember seeing Dorsey as a sophomore, and we just couldn't believe how many tackles he broke that night.
Yeah.
We had that game.
Absolutely. He is a they seem to always have those guys with those big, thick legs. And they're going to give it to Dorsey again. This time he's trying to get around the corner. And he's going to, and he broke the tackle of Thompson's top tackler from a returning tackler from a year ago. Jaquan Hart couldn't hang on. There's a flag down, though. And after this replay, while the flag's down, we'll tell you about one of our great partners who helps bring you this action each Friday night, and that's our friends at McDonald's.
May have an issue. They already moved the change, thinking it was a first down.
Well, while they get this sorted out, let's tell you about our friends at McDonald's. You can mix and match 2 of your breakfast go-tos, like a sausage biscuit,
10-yard
chicken
penalty.
McGriddle, sausage McMuffin, or hash browns for only $2.19. You can top it all off with a bold and delicious iced coffee for just $1.69. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And Nathan was loving it last night.
Yeah, I had to give me some McDonald's after you made that read. Give me some nuggets.
There you go. Burke County, it's going to be 2nd down and 10, so Dorsey picked up.
Well, the problem is they moved the chains.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So
yeah.
They're trying to figure out where they are, because it should be it shouldn't be like 1st and 10 for sure. It wasn't one of those situations where you got a first down and it's like a personal foul and you get to have the 1st and 10.
And on the first down play, Dorsey had short yardage pickup. So it looks like they're going to spot it where it's going to be 2nd and about 6.5 or 7. So 2nd down and 7, let's call it. Ball at the 36. And they hand it off, and I believe that's Williams. And again, he's just a sophomore. So he picks up short yardage, and Eric Parker is not upset with those plays. If you pick up positive yards, don't make a mistake. The longer he can keep the football away, because it's only a matter of time against Thomson. You can only hold down Curry and Brigham and Lane and these playmakers so much. Shotgun formation, 3rd down and 3. Flowers hands it off to Williams. Williams is going to be, I think, just short.
This is going to be tempting here.
Yeah, this is a tough one. You're on your side of the field, but you're close to midfield. But with the way your defense played.
Oh, 1st down.
Oh, they gave him the 1st down. I thought he was going to be about a yard short.
It didn't even measure.
I should have let you call it. You're better on those than me for sure.
Well, I've got glasses now. My eyesight's not as good as it used to be.
Ashley Brown, Nathan Edwards, Matt Lane will check in with him in a bit down on the field, and the entire WJBF crew. Double duty this weekend. And we appreciate all their hard work for getting everything set up and bringing you this just gorgeous night for football, bringing you all the sights and sounds here. And it's a screen pass, and it's a nice pickup up to midfield. That was Rondarius Gray on the catch. So Rondarius Gray on the catch, and we'll check in with Matt after this next play as the Bears are up near midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Burke County, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. A nice long kickoff to start the game. They drove down the field. They came away with some points, and now they're moving again, moving the ball slow and methodical, running the clock. Thompson's only had the ball for one possession, and we're at the 2:55 mark of the first quarter. They fake it to Dorsey. Flowers keeps it, but he's not going to be able to get away. Number 12, Jameer Roberts makes the play. And let's do that. Let's go down to the field. It's an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Let's see what Matt's got for us.
Yeah, Ashley, kind of like what you were saying when they got the first down right there for Burke County. Playing against an Eric Parker-led team, even in the first quarter, you can look up at the scoreboard and say, what happened to where'd the first quarter go? That's exactly what they do. They stay away from the sidelines, they run the ball, or they throw short passes, get up and down the field. But most importantly, they keep that clock running, and they run just about the entirety of the play clock out each and every down.
Well, they're doing a number right now, and against the Thomson, that's what you want. Now, Flowers now looking deep. He's going to dump it off into the flats. It is caught by number 12. That's Jalen Cobb.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say, I was wondering if we were going to see a shot play there. A lot of times high school coaches love once you get across the midfield there to take a shot.
Yeah, and he was looking at it for sure. It'll be 2nd down and about 8. The Burke County Bears, 2011 state champions, and, of course, Thomson. They've won a number of state titles, some great teams. They won a title back in the 60s with Ray Guy, and they won 2 in the 80s with Jerry Mays and Terry Pettis, some great teams there. And, of course, that great team in 2000. And that ball is bobbled by Williams, and he's brought down for a loss. And the second nice play on this drive made by Jameer Roberts. That 2000 team, one of the top teams ever in Georgia in my mind. They were so talented with Deion Palmer at quarterback. They had DeMarcus McNair running the football. They had an incredible defense. Danny Verdun Wheeler, who played at Georgia. The 2 great defensive ends, Jasper and Casper Brinkley. And, of course, Jasper went on to play in the NFL for quite some time.
Yeah, if you're a high school team and you got 2 defensive ends that go on to play for South Carolina and a middle linebacker that goes to play at Georgia, that's a pretty good defense.
Well, Deion Palmer, the quarterback, actually was being recruited as a defensive back. Went to Louisville, and then he ended up at Georgia Southern. And DeMarco McNair went to Middle Tennessee State. That team was so talented, so fun to watch.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Go 3.
Yeah, I remember when that group was sophomores. I was at Josie and doing a game, and I was talking with the radio team. You know, Dennis Sanders, the district attorney here, longtime radio announcer with Thomson. And the guy who did the games with him back then was a fellow named Ralph Starling, a former Thomson Bulldog and a great man, banker here in Thomson for a long time. And I told him when they were sophomores, I said, this team will not lose a game in 2 years. And they did. They went 15-0. Unfortunately, we lost Ralph not long ago. And thinking about him tonight when you come to Thomson for sure. And that pass is complete up to about the 32, 33-yard line.
Wow, I wondered how aggressive they were going to be on that 3rd and 16 play there. I didn't know if they wanted to make a mistake because of the way they've been controlling the game, and he took a shot.
Well, he found Mason Flakes on the pass play, and Flakes made a nice catch. So Flowers doing a good job so far, and he should. Look, he's a 3-year starter. He's a senior. He's been starting since he was a sophomore. Dorsey is a senior, and he's been starting since he was a sophomore. And that time he started right up the middle and picked up big yardage. So Burke County flexing their muscles tonight. A lot of folks had penciled in a Thomson victory. They thought it'd be, I think everybody thought this would be close. It's a dogfight when they play, but I think a lot of people thought Thomson, including myself, maybe give Thomson a slight edge in this one, but Burke County came to play.
Might see a little bit of a flip of the script that we saw last year where Thomson got out to a quick lead and then Burke County roared back.
Yeah, Burke County made a game of it until Thomson got a late score to put it away. That's Eric Parker on the bottom left of your screen. We talk about it, what a great coach he is. Also just a great guy. I mean, you can't beat it. Eric Parker, and the clock running out here.
Yep.
The Burke County coaches are not happy with something on the field. The clock continues to run, though. We're almost at the end of the quarter.
Thought they were just going to let it run out, but then they ran out like they were going to run a play. I think they're going to let it run out.
They're going to let it run out now. Well, folks, Thomson had the ball for one possession, and they trail it. The Burke County Bears at the Brickyard lead the hometown Thomson Bulldogs 3-0. We'll be back with more Game Night Live right after this. And we are back at the Brickyard, and there you see it. Look at all the cars, and most of them have been here for hours. And you see, as we scan the parking lot across the street from the Brickyard, across from the main, and that was just maybe half that. And then also, that's just one side of the field. As here we go, a run up the middle, and that's Franklin for the touchdown. He missed all of last season with an injury, and a lot of folks happy for that young man. Jordan Franklin, senior, outstanding athlete. Plays on defense mostly, but they use him at running back here, and he picks up the first touchdown of the night and first of the season for the Bears. And like I said, you got to be happy for that kid after missing the season last year. I made a list of the top players in the area, 85 players, and I narrowed it to the top 45. And somebody mentioned Franklin, and I said, you know what, he deserves to be on there. I blew that with missing him, and him not playing last year. Kind of was on the back of my mind, but yeah, what a great player. We saw him 2 years ago out at Richmond Academy, and he was outstanding.
Yeah, if there's anybody who knows all the players in the area, and probably nobody like you do and plugged in, but there's always going to be guys that you just don't know about.
Well, yeah, for sure. And like I said, with him missing last year with an injury, there's a kick up and good. So it is 10-0. Burke County coming in here and stunning the crowd, stunning the Bulldogs. And while we got a moment, let's get to our QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware and Lumber Company in Evans.
So Flowers for Burke County was 5 of 6 for 59 yards in the first quarter. And then the two-headed quarterback duo for Thomson. Jones was 0 for 1, had 2 rushes for 12 yards, and Story was 1 of 1 for -2 yards. They only had that one possession.
Yeah, Thompson's only had it for once. Burke County's had it twice, and they made them both count with a field goal and a touchdown. And now let's see, Mike Youngblood. There is Michael Youngblood on the bottom of the screen in the middle. He was an outstanding high school player. He was an all-state wide receiver at Burke County. He kind of was a jack of all trades, could do everything. He goes to Georgia Southern, and they turned him into a linebacker, and, oh, yeah, he's just All-American, no biggie. Had a phenomenal career. And he would love to beat his alma mater tonight. Non-region game, obviously, but you want to. They don't want to lose to one another. These two teams.
The man he's going against across the sidelines, trying for a pretty special number tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Nathan reminded me before the game. Eric Parker is going for career coaching win number 200. He won 68 in his time at Laney High School, and he's won 131 here. 23 straight trips to the state playoffs. And in that 23-year stretch, he is 195 and 73.
Must have had some kind of unsportsmanlike penalty because they're having the kickoff from the 25.
And time for our Burke Health kickoff. And that young man has a field goal and an extra point. Blake Burden.
Yeah, Thomson needs to shift their whole team up.
And they're starting to do it now. It's a short kick, and they're going to fair catch it, but he fumbles it. And, whoa, that was almost disaster for the Bulldogs. Matt Lane down on the sideline said it's very flat on the Thomson sideline. Well, you see the number 16, you see the long hair, and yes, they do call him Sunshine. You got the 16 and the long hair like Trevor Lawrence as well, and that's Noah's Story. We saw him against Evans in a scrimmage this year, and in the first half he threw for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns. And right now they got to get the play going.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have the expectations they have for the season, and kids that are this young, a lot of times it's just not given to you. You got to go out and earn it.
Wow.
Thomson.
They got to call a timeout here. That is very odd to go out on first down and not know what to do. The quarterback looking over with his hands raised. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, they definitely need a leader to step up here on the team. Somebody to get everybody going, get everybody calmed down.
Well, there's one guy that can turn the game around in a second, and that's Jontavius Curry. And I would imagine, and I know Thomson has got some guys that can throw the ball, but always throughout history, their bread and butter has been running the football. And I think I'd get get number 6's hands on the ball on this series a couple of times, see if he can break one.
Yeah, one big play may settle them all down.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Curry run, he is electrifying. And they give it to him, and he breaks to the outside. And here he goes. There he goes, right on cue. Jontavius Curry down the sidelines, and he is going to take it all the way. Did he get in?
He's in, but there's a penalty afterwards, maybe a celebration issue.
Right on cue. Jontavius Curry takes it 57, almost 58 yards.
Yeah, I had him at 58.
It's like he knew we were talking about him. And look at the slow start. The snap was bobbled. He breaks to the outside. Here you see his speed. I mean, everybody had angles on him. And good job by Marcellus Brigham not getting a penalty, just kind of staying in the way of one of the defensive backs. But that's what we talk about him turning the game around, one play.
And I expect you'll probably see a totally different team now. They can take a breath.
You don't want to rely on that as a team, though. And that's, if I'm Coach Youngblood, I'm preaching that. Like, let's not, there's going to be a game where Curry doesn't break one. We can't rely on him just getting us back in the game.
Burke County. The second one is a dead ball.
That is a huge
unsportsmanlike
play for the Bulldogs. A
against the
58-yard
offense.
touchdown run by Jontavius Curry. Boy, what a 3-year, thrill ride it's been watching this kid play. Had some 200-yard games at Richmond Academy and a monster year as a sophomore. There was a discrepancy with, he ended up transferring back to Thomson, and that's where he started his high school career. He started the season at Richmond last year, finished the last 9 ball games here, and in those 9, he was rushed for 959 yards and 6 touchdowns. Thomson trying to get within 3 here on the extra point.
Yeah, if you're Burke County, the bright spot is it's one play, so you're going to get right back out there and start wearing down that defense again.
Yeah, and as Matt said, for not the norm, this is kind of an undersized Thomson squad this year on defense. So Thomson trying to – the officiating crew trying to get things straight here. Number 95, Tyler Giles, is the kicker. He's replacing Connor Askew, who was an outstanding kicker for the Bulldogs during his career. And by the way, this game, if you are just tuning in and want to catch this game, you can catch it in its entirety beginning at noon on Sunday on WJBF News Channel 6. And if you're a fan of high school football, this is one you want to watch. There's Giles. Good look at him. That's a high snap. And Giles is going to push it, but he got it through. Like he pushed it to the right slightly, but it goes through. It is good. So the Bulldogs strike with a 58-yard run from Jontavius Curry. And they are right back in it. 10-7, Burke County leads.
Got the new LED light show going.
Yeah, they do. If get a shot of that at some point tonight, I'm sure. You can see it on the field. Yep, Matt's busy having a seizure on the sidelines.
Yeah, once it gets a little bit more dark outside, you'll definitely be able to see it a lot better.
Yeah. Well, Michael Youngblood's squad, again, yeah, very calm. Youngblood's a fiery guy. Matt said it's been flat, and he's been kind of calm. But, this is a Thomson team that expects success. This is a fan base that really expects success. They're almost like a college fan base in that respect. Time for a Burke Health kickoff. And doing the honors for us is Cervantes Feltz for Thomson.
Should get really good field position here if you're Burke County.
Yeah, this is a big possession for the Thomson defense. See if they can slow down Burke. Burke's been able to move the ball pretty well on him.
Oh, good kick.
Yeah, that outstanding kick. You're right.
Oh,
man.
A little unlucky there.
Wow, what a kick by Feltz.
Yeah, if that ball stops there, he's either got to get on it quickly or he's got to try and do something with it. And
that's
he's got no blockers.
Or it's a 70-yard onside kick. Yeah. So here comes the Burke offense led by Marshall Flowers, who is also an outstanding baseball player, we said earlier. And Bill Knight is the player. He's also a former quarterback at Burke, and Bill went on to have a great career at Mercer. This past season, he, as a junior, hit 17 home runs and turned himself into a big league prospect. He was drafted in the top 10 rounds. I think he was drafted in the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And right before the draft, he had announced that he was transferring to baseball powerhouse Southeast Conference Mississippi State. So congrats to him on what was a great summer. And this time, nowhere to run for Burke County. That was a different back. That was Golphin, who's normally a receiver more so than a runner. As a matter of fact, last year, he averaged 25 yards a catch and had 5 receptions for touchdowns. So Burke County leads Thomson 10-7, but the Bulldogs got a little momentum on that run. Here goes Flowers, throws the screen. It's tipped and incomplete. Nice job getting a hand on the football, and I think that was Cummings. No, it was 43. That's Jaquan Hart. So Jaquan Hart got his hand on the football there. Hart had 88 tackles a year ago. So now, this is a big play. 3rd down and 9. The Thomson defense, if they can make a play here, they'll get the ball back probably in good field position. I don't know that we've ever seen, these two teams primarily. Marshall Flowers threw the ball a good bit last year, but throughout their history, these are running ball clubs. Oh, and Flowers is crushed from behind by Jaquan Hart. I don't know that we'll ever see these two teams play one another where they're going to throw it more than they do tonight.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but you definitely can tell, even when they get in the 3rd and longs, that Parker trusts his veteran quarterback.
Yeah. That time, though, Flowers did not hear Hart coming. And he came from the backside and put a big hit on the quarterback. So they're going to have to punt it away. Cohen Rogers, outstanding receiver and defensive back. He's playing mostly defense tonight. Will punt it. And, that guy's back there. I don't know that you want to punt it to John Tavis Curry. He is standing a few yards in front of where he took off the last time he touched the ball and scored a touchdown. And they're just going to let it go. And it will go out of bounds or stop right about the 39-yard line. So Thomson will get the ball. Yeah, they wanted no part of Curry running that one back.
Yeah, it was confusion by Thomson there. I'm pretty sure they only had 10 guys out there on that return.
So Thomson will have the football here. Their 3rd possession of the game.
And that was 10 after running somebody on late.
And keep in mind, this is a team that we saw a couple of weeks ago at Evans. It was a scrimmage, but it was a live, scrimmage. And they threw for 216 in the first half, and Marcellus Brigham put on a show. They didn't run Curry one time. And Tonight we haven't. They tried to go to Brigham once. Jones is back in at quarterback. And he will hand it off. And there's a good run right up the middle. And that's a different back. That's number 26 for the Bulldogs. That is Anthony Jeffrey. He is a sophomore. Jeffrey with the run. As they give Curry a breather. Curry, I'm sure, would rather be out there with the football. Let's see what Jones does here. They picked up the first down with Jeffrey, and they go to him again and makes a man miss, makes another one miss. A great run by the sophomore. He's fired up. So Thomson now, Curry and Brigham and Jones and all these weapons, and it's the sophomore Jeffrey with 2 big carries in a row.
Yeah, I know you may be planning to throw the ball more this season, but ultimately you're going to do what's working. And when you got a mobile quarterback with those running backs, the zone read, the RPO game.
And by the way, Jordan Lane, number 7, who's just to the right of the quarterback, who's going to get it on this play? No. Yeah, he does get it around the left side. There he goes, Jordan Lane. I was just about to say we haven't even heard from him yet. And there he goes. Jordan Lane last year rushed for 639. Also caught 12 passes, had 6 touchdowns, and there he is in for a score. And Thomson has taken the lead with their 2 speed burners. First it was Curry, this time Jordan Lane. Lane averaged 10 yards a carry last year, 64 carries, 639 yards, and there he takes it to the house.
They look almost identical.
I think Curry's a step quicker. I don't know all-out speed, but I think Curry is a step quicker for sure. I don't know if I've seen anybody's quickness like his in this area in a long time. But Lane can run too. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. And the Thomson Bulldogs now lead it 14-10 over Burke County. So, boy, what a difference. After that, the way the first quarter was going, you thought, oh, Burke County might slug out a low-scoring affair and win this thing. And now all of a sudden, Thomson, with 2 quick strike touchdowns, is taking the lead.
One thing we know, though, a Burke County team under Park will not panic at all.
No, Parker's saying, look, he's going for his 200th win. He's seen this. He knows this story all too well. He knows what to do, and now it's just a matter of who goes out and makes plays. Right now, though, the Thomson skill guys have put their team in the lead. Don't forget to stick around at halftime. It's the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. A lot of good interviews with some of the sponsors and folks from around Thomson. We'll introduce you to the punters of the game. Definitely want to stick around for that. The Augusta Sports Council punters of the game, and that will be coming up again at halftime. It is our first weekend of high school football. We had a doubleheader weekend last night. Augusta Christian, led by the incredible defensive performance from Wes Michelson and steady play from their tight end, defensive end, Luke Wilson. They were able to knock off Red Spring Minetta 28-7.
Felt like a throwback back when we used to do Thursday night games.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I know one thing, though. We were worried about rain, and we've been up here before where we've had torrential downpours. Last year at Lakeside, we had a game canceled, postponed. We were really worried about the weather, and it has turned out to be just an absolutely perfect night for football.
Yeah, we were worried about Thursday and Friday earlier in the week.
Yeah. And that one's fielded at about the 5-yard line. That is Donta Williams. And Williams already has one nice kickoff, and here's number 2. And he's finally brought down, but not before he gets all the way across the 40-yard line. It's about a 37-yard return. So Donta Williams with 2 big returns for the Bears. A 44-yarder and a 37-yarder. So Marshall Flowers, we'll see if he can answer for the Burke County offense. And now they've got Cohen Rogers. He didn't start at receiver, but he's in there now. He was Flowers' favorite target a year ago, and Rogers just a junior. Good-looking athlete. Flowers keeps it in trouble, pitched it. Did he pitch that one forward?
I think it was a pass. Yep.
Yeah, pitched it forward, so a pass play. And it was caught by number 21. That is Jeremy Richardson, who made some good plays on defense earlier in this game. One of the great places to watch a high school football game, the Brickyard in Thomson, Georgia. Such great history here. So many great players. Ray Guy, of course, in the NFL Hall of Fame. Inductee to the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame this year as well. Eddie Lee Ivory, former first-round pick of the Green Bay Packers out of Georgia Tech, played here.
Yeah, he was down there on the sideline earlier.
Eddie Lee Ivory was incredible in college. Incredible. That was really, he came along at about the time I really first started watching college football. And the fact that he was from Thomson, I just thought was so cool. And then right after that is about the time as I was in middle school, as you know, the Thomson teams, elementary and middle, is Jerry Mays and Terry Pettis and those guys were carrying Thomson to back-to-back titles in 84 and 85. Flowers looking deep, got a man down there with a defender, and the defender made an incredible play. Did he catch it? He did. What a catch by Stone Hunt. I believe that's who it was.
Yeah,
it was Hunt who made the catch
for him.
So Hunt with an incredible play.
If Flowers could do that over again, he had a wide receiver all alone in the middle of the field.
They threw it downfield, and man, the defender Hunt, who had 4 interceptions a year ago, just made a heck of a play on the ball. I mean, that was just an outstanding play. That's, you know, he beat the receiver to the ball. Outstanding play by that young man. So Hunt with the interception. So Thomson has taken the momentum. They lead it 14-10. And now they've got the ball back after the interception. Jones is in there at quarterback.
Yeah, I say you stick with this ground game until they prove they can stop it here.
Yeah, I mean, they have looked pretty darn good. I said Storm Hunt is his nickname, Storm. And there is, yeah, good run by Jones. So Storm Hunt with a pickoff. He picked off 4 last year, gets 1 in this big game tonight. And boy, what an athletic play he made to catch that ball and hold on to it in the end zone. And now if you're Burke County, you need one of your guys to make a play. Maybe it's Franklin, Jordan Franklin, number 4. Here we go, Thomson, 1st and 10. Ball right around midfield, just across midfield. Jones, he's got Jeffrey, the sophomore, back in there at running back. Coming off a good series with 2 nice runs. And they're going to give it to him again. This time he's hit, but stays on his feet. He was hit right as he got the football by number 48 for Burke County. That's Prescott. And right now, while we have a moment, let's go down on the field for an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Here's Matt Lane.
And thank you, Ashley. It's a little bit harder to hear down here now as things have certainly livened up here on the sideline for Thomson. Tremendous plays, not only on offense, but you saw defense right there. Just a tremendous interception down here on field level, but much different for Thomson now. All the players super engaged, playing like the team we thought they would.
Story's going to go deep. He's got a man. Brigham was open, but he overthrew him slightly. But there you got a chance to see the arm of Noah Story. He can sling it. And he had Brigham open. Brigham, an outstanding talent. I mentioned he transferred from Laney. He's also a really good basketball player, and Thomson has an outstanding basketball team. They got a junior guard by the name of Levanta Ivory that is one of the better guards in the area, maybe in the state.
Yeah, but you're seeing flashes of what this team. I mean, imagine as a defensive coordinator the nightmare if they get the passing game going and the mobile quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, it's almost like two different teams you're preparing for.
I mean, last drive Curry's not Curry. The two best athletes probably are Curry and maybe Brigham. You don't even use them last drive, and you march right down and score. So the refs motioning something happened. It's on Burke County.
Flag of some kind.
I got to tell you, man, I'm a short hair guy, and I don't have much left, but stories make me want to grow mine out a little bit. Got to get a look. Got to get a look at those gold locks.
Can Matt maybe cut his off and donate it?
No, don't want that. Kidding? If Matt cut it off now, it'd be grown back by the time of the end of the game. All right, Thomson with the football. And it is 1st and 10. And they hand it off to Curry. And the flag is down again as Curry reaches midfield. So at 2nd down, there was a flag on the field, but it looks like they just picked it up. So 2nd down and about 6. Story with Curry behind him in the backfield. They pitch it to him. Curry makes a man miss, but nowhere to go. Good job. I said he made him miss. He didn't, actually. 23 for Burke County. Markel Kelly made a nice play there. So it's 3rd and about 8 now. You got Jordan Lane and Brigham to the near side. That's their two really dangerous weapons at receiver. And then you got Curry in the backfield. Story's going to throw it, looking downfield. Throws, got a man, it's open, bobbled, incomplete. There's a flag down, though. The pass was right in the gut of the receiver. It should have been caught, but he bobbled it and dropped it. But there is a flag down, so let's hold on for one moment and see what that flag is for. It was Jaden Moss who could not corral that pass. And let's see who the flag is on. And they're saying maybe defensive holding.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Holding. Defense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. The result of the penalty is
they will get the first
down
by virtue of the penalty. And if you know a story, you're glad because you did your part, put the ball out there in a good spot. The receiver just unable to hang on. And here's Jones coming back in. So Jakias Jones is back. 3 receivers to the far side, Brigham to the near side. Tay Martin was the starter here for 3 straight, almost 4 years. He played some as a freshman, but he started the last 3 years at quarterback. Noah Story played some last year. And here's Jones right up the middle. He's going to pick up short yardage, about 2 or 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the new thing we've seen for the last several years in college football and even trickled into the NFL. It's a lot of people think when spreading people out is throwing the ball, but it's not. It's running a lot with a quarterback.
Well, and also we're seeing more talking about the dual quarterbacks and not afraid to play a bunch of different guys, run a bit. Back in the day, if you had a good running back, he was your horse. That's who you ran. Now every team splits basically running backs. You're not afraid to have 4 or 5 different receivers. I think it stems from there's so many more talented players than there used to be. The coaching is better at a younger age. All these camps, they're so much more prepared by the time they get to high school or get to college, as Brigham makes a nice catch and makes somebody miss. There's just more talented athletes than we used to have. It used to be, again, you knew who was going to run the football. You knew who was going to, play quarterback and who he was going to throw to. And now, again, Thomson is spreading the wealth tonight. So many different weapons that they can use. Burke County, too. And I just think it's just because we just have more players that are talented enough to get out there and play on a Friday night than we've ever had. The depth on most of these teams is incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to see a guy getting 40 carries again.
No. Well, you might see it. Tyler Smith at Barnwell. He might be the only one because He was second in the state in rushing last year. He just might, Brendan Robertson and I were, he was telling me he thinks he'll lead the state this year, and he probably will. He might go for 2,500 this year. There's a timeout on the field, and we will take it with them. Thomson leads it, and they have the ball. It's 14-10 late in the second quarter here on Game Night Live. And welcome back to the Brickyard at Thomson and the T-Mobile student section, all camoed out tonight. Jeffrey on the carry here as we get back to action. Thomson has the ball and the lead late in the second quarter. It was 3rd and 3, and they get the first down. So Thomson moving the football here, looking for their 3rd straight score. After Burke County stuffed them in their first possession, since then, it's been a 54-yard touchdown from Curry and then a run for a score from Jordan Lane. And Curry's back in there.
I mean, really, Burke dominated the first quarter, and Thompson's dominated the second.
And here's Curry. Curry to the outside. Curry. And there might be a holding call. He scores easily. Look at that speed. Wow. He is, like I said, electric. That's electric. That's all you can say. But there is a holding call. Look, he is not happy. But the referee was right in front of where the run went, and he threw the flag. So it's going to be holding on Thomson. And it negates the second, about a 28-yard touchdown run that time from John Tavius Curry. The crowd doesn't like it.
Holding. Offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Replay 1.
So they'll back Thomson up and let him replay first down. And they're going to back him. It's from the spot where it happened. So they're going to be first and about 16.
Yeah, that's one of those you very rarely hear them cheering for the referee.
Yeah. And now Jordan Lane is in there at running back. Jones changing the play.
Yep.
And
got to delay a game, I believe.
Took too much time trying to make that play change.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It seems like sending in signals, you'd have less delay games. But back in the day when we ran a player on and off the field, you didn't get those delay games. Those players were running the huddle, out of breath, giving you the play.
1st and 21.
1st and 21 for the Bulldogs. 3:28 to go. And now Jones looking to throw. Going to throw it downfield. He's got a man and incomplete. He was trying to go downfield. See who that was, who his target was there.
Yeah, Burke County had the perfect kind of zone coverage almost there on that play. Really had no chance.
Yeah, took a shot on 1st and 21, but now you're in a spot where, if you run the ball and don't get a big pickup, you're in 3rd and really long. That's Ja'Kias Jones, one of the 2 quarterbacks here at Thomson. Jordan Lane at running back.
Some kind of swing pass, something like that.
Let's see what they do. Looking
screen.
Yeah, they're going to set up the screen. Oh, nice little catch by Lane with one hand. And there you see his elusiveness. Jordan Lane, he's only a junior. Next year, he will become more the focal. He and Jeffrey will take over with, the senior, Curry being a senior.
Yeah, I mean, I know Curry's faster, but if you changed jerseys on him like that play right there, I would have had no clue.
Yeah. Curry's intimidating, too, with that black face mask. He's got, I don't know, he's just different. He is different. All right, he's in the game now in the slot. Jones, again, changing the play a little, calling the play here. 3rd and 15.
Just got the play off.
Yeah, just got off with 1 second left. Now Jones going to run it. No, now he throws. He was at about the 32 when he threw it. So he was close to being in front of the line of scrimmage.
Tried to get it into Curry there.
It's incomplete, so that will bring up 4th down. And I guess we can do a one call, that's all. Brought to you, of course, by Ken Nugent. Ken Nugent, attorneys at law. What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, you're definitely in no man's land here. You're not going to punt the ball here. You may, if you kick it in the end zone, you're going to net all of maybe 12, 13 yards.
It looks like they are going to punt it, though. I'm with you. I'm a little surprised.
I mean, you're really not going to get much out of this unless he's good at the old coffin corner, can kick it out of bounds.
That's what he's got to do, is try to get it over there at about the 10, kind of angle it out. It's Noah's story, and he does just a little. Yeah, no, he did. He did. That looked like a little sand wedge. Had a little side spin on it, and down to the 3. So obviously now they look like geniuses for that call for sure, because Story with an excellent job of landing that in it, and really in that spot I wouldn't have even kicked it that far. He landed it inside the 5. That was a little bit dangerous, but it took a nice spin to the side and stayed out of the end zone for Thomson. So now Burke with 2:12 to go. You're down 4. I think Eric Parker would be thrilled to go to the locker room 14-10 personally and try to win this game in the second half. You don't want to do anything crazy here and turn the ball over and give Thomson a score. So they do run it on 1st down. Oh, they're going to pick up some nice yardage across the 20, across the 25 and the 30, and he might be gone.
Got one man to
the
beat.
Safety to beat, and Dorsey is going to be tripped up by the safety inside the 30. My goodness, that is a 68-yard run maybe, depending on the spot. They were at the 3-yard line. He got the ball handed to him inside the end zone. And Dorsey showing some speed.
67 yards.
Yes, 67 yards on the run from Charlie Dorsey. And now that changes things. Now your game plan is let's get some points.
Yeah, he's all the way up to 98 yards on only 5 carries.
Yeah, before that you're thinking, if we could get a few first downs and run the clock out. Now you're thinking, let's take the lead to the locker room with us. Marshall Flowers at quarterback. They've got Williams at running back, giving Dorsey a breather after that 67-yard jaunt down the left sidelines. And Flowers keeps it, going to run it himself, and there is a flag down.
I think there was some confusion with the 2 wide receivers up top. Somebody didn't run the right route. He had nowhere to go, but just had to run it.
And it's holding on Burke County. Bears.
Good spot on that flag.
We're 1st and 10 at the 30, or just outside the 30, and now they're going to mark this off. 1:32 to go. Still plenty of time for them. Marshall Flowers in a shotgun with Williams to his right. Now Williams goes in motion. Flowers looking downfield, throws, got a man. It is caught just inside the original line of scrimmage. So they'll pick up the yardage they lost on the penalty, plus a yard or two as Noah Boynton, a junior wideout, able to make the catch.
Yeah, good timing there in that little comeback route. That could be scary.
I'm just surprised he hasn't gone to Cohen Rogers. That was kind of his go-to guy last year. Big target, 6'3". Now he's looking up, going to throw it deep.
Got him.
Got a man.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, my goodness, what a catch. There's a flag down. Donta Williams, who's averaging 40 yards a kick return tonight, made a heck of a catch.
Flag is on down by the Thomson sideline. I believe it's going to be on Thomson, the penalty.
If it's on Thomson, Burke County has just taken the lead on a long touchdown pass from Marshall Flowers to Williams. Number 10, Donta Williams, the senior. He's actually the backup quarterback. So the Bears, with a big play. Williams, what a catch. You know, that's
play
two
is
incredible
a touchdown.
catches.
We've seen a couple of great catches so far.
An interception.
I have a sideline warning.
By Storm Hunt. And
Defense.
Then the touchdown.
That is a
Penalty
5-yard
is
penalty
sideline
from the
interference.
succeeding
I think
spot.
Somebody off the Thomson bench either bumped the official accidentally or came onto the field there during the play.
Watch this catch by Williams. able to hold on. What a play. Great shot by our crew there. The Busby's instant replay. And the extra point is good, and the Burke County Bears. I tell you, it looked like Thomson had taken the momentum, and you're wondering how Burke would come back. But you said, hey, Eric Parker's teams, they don't flinch.
Yeah.
And they didn't. That was a 97-yard drive. 67 of it on a run by Charlie Dorsey, and the rest on a touchdown pass from Flowers to Williams.
I feel like it's a theme, though, we're seeing from Thomson. They kind of let their guard down at certain points in the game. They got them down there on the 3, and they're like, oh, we got them pinned back.
Yeah.
You still got to go make plays.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is the case. Coaches hate when you say this about their team. Like they feel like they've won when they walk out on the field. They're Thomson. And against certain teams, maybe that's the case. That's not the case against Burke County. You're going to have to beat them. We got ourselves 2 good football teams, 2 well-coached teams, and a great atmosphere. Doesn't get any better on a Friday night, and this is just week 1 of Game Night Live.
Yeah, I mean, and they're playing this game week 1. This is normally a game that's deep into the season.
I called Coach, because I said, and I usually don't call him before a game, Coach Youngblood, and I said, usually by this time I know a lot about your team. I've watched video, I've seen stats, we do you at the end of the year. It's the first game of the season. I need some info. And we had a good chat, and I've talked to Eric Parker a couple of weeks back. He was on the radio show, and both these coaches know that this is a big, big game, and right now we got ourselves exactly what we thought we would have, a dogfight. All
right, we talked about this last night. I onside kicked this.
Well, you're up. I do it almost every spot, but do you do it here? You're up 3 and there's 48 seconds left. You know what I mean? Almost every other spot I do it, but you've just taken the lead. Do you want to blow that momentum? If you do, if Thomson gets it and you give them a short field. Like I said, 99 times I probably do it. I don't know that I onside kick it.
Take a timeout here.
He's probably thinking about it. Because you're right, it makes sense, and statistically it probably makes a lot of sense. But I just think we're able to break a long run, make an incredible touchdown pass. You've got the lead.
Yeah,
do you want to take that chance?
My thinking is that if they give up a big play or Curry breaks one, there's really going to be no difference in a 55-yard run and a 75-yard run.
True. It's a good point. Like I said, it makes sense, and it's probably the right mathematical, and I'm usually more of a mathematical guy, and it makes sense mathematically to do that, to do the onside kick based on the penalty. You're kicking it from your own 45. It would have to go to Thompson's 45. So even if they got the ball, that's in high school football, that's kind of the average starting position most times anyway.
It'd be like kicking it out of bounds.
Yeah, so let's see what they decide to do. They wanted to talk it over. By doing that, too, though, you open the door for Thomson to be able to say, hey, watch for the onside kick. It's the Burt Health kickoff.
So the kicker moved the ball all the way to the other hash.
Yeah. Well, he must have his hand squad over there, but it does look like he's lining up to do an onside kick.
And maybe a little pooch kick.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. And it's caught by one of the up men, and he is brought down.
So that was dangerous. The Burke County guy almost got down there fast enough to catch that ball. The Thomson guy, if he calls for a fair catch, Burke County can't touch the ball.
Yeah. And they can't touch him either, obviously. And that was Marcellus Brigham, the 6'3 wideout, who has not put his stamp on the game yet. And we saw him last week, or 2 weeks ago, in that scrimmage, and he kind of blew us away. I know Chad Cook, our good friend who was down on the field tonight watching the game and covering the game. I know Chad, who covers local sports, I know he was blown away. He and I have talked about Brigham quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. They're going to throw it to Curry. Here he goes. Here he goes. What a fake. Oh. What a fake he made.
What a dead leg.
He had
dead leg there.
He had to slow down, and so he's caught from behind. But the two fakes he made here, watch this, folks. This is the one, the little stutter step right there.
And the dead leg.
And then watch right there. This kid is they used to call Isaiah McKenzie the joystick, and that's kind of what he is. out there. He's just electrifying as a player. And Story, now Thompson's got it. There's 33 seconds left and counting. They're inside the 40, though. Story's looking downfield, going to throw it. And it's out of bounds, incomplete. Trying to get it to Brigham, I believe. Was that Brigham?
Yes.
So,
yeah. Thompson had to burn a few timeouts early, too, so they've only got.
Well, you remember the one coming off a score on first down, they had to call timeout.
Yeah, I believe they only got one left.
Yeah, you'd love to have that one back. Story is in there with Lane at running back. 3 wide receivers to the left side of the formation and 1 to the right.
Some kind of issue. I don't know if there's time being put back on the clock. Yeah, they're changing the time on the clock. 2.5 seconds isn't right, so I don't know what they're. There were 48 seconds on that first play. 25. There we go.
So 25 seconds left for Thomson. And second down, and the ball is at the 37. And they're going to set up a screen, and it's bobbled and caught by Brigham.
You almost rather him drop it.
Drop that. Yeah, the clock's running now. 16.9. They stop it. Yeah, you'd rather him drop that pass.
Yeah, but that's just in the moment. There's no way you can think that.
One of the Thomson assistants, Sean Tiernan, talking to Brigham. Now talking to his team.
So you're trying to throw the ball to Brigham here, or are you trying to get the ball in Curry's hands somehow?
Either seems like a pretty good option, but I would I almost go, I know it sounds crazy, almost go Curry over the deep pass. They got Lane in there, though. Let's see. He's just as dangerous. Maybe not quite as dangerous, but he's certainly very dangerous.
If they put Lane and Curry both in the same backfield, that could be fun.
Yeah, run a little reverse, fake it a couple of times, not know who's got the ball. We'll wear out the defense for sure. 3rd and 10, though. They're going to go downfield, and it's thrown behind Lane and incomplete. So it's 4th and 10 with 12 seconds left.
Might as well at least throw this ball up to the end zone here.
Yeah.
Oh, are they going to punt it?
I will say this. This is not the same Noah Story we saw. I mean, he lit up Evans. 216 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Now, he is facing a Burke County team that, some would argue is better than Evans, but Evans is not a bad team at all. One of their strengths is their secondary. So Jones comes in on 4th down. They're going to go for it here.
Yeah, if you're
just 12 seconds left.
If you're Burke County, you could think he's just trying to throw like a Hail Mary to the end zone. We got to watch him run in here and get a first down.
They're going to throw it up into the end zone, and it's thrown wide right and incomplete. Did they hit Jones after he threw the ball?
Personal foul.
First down.
Roughing the passer.
Goodness.
That is an automatic first down
What
penalty.
A huge penalty.
First down, but you only got 4 seconds.
Yeah, but but you give him another chance, and the penalty yardage puts him even closer. They don't have to throw as far as he can throw it. Eric Parker not going to be pleased with that one.
We have seen some undisciplined penalties in this game that we don't normally see from both these teams.
We haven't seen as many penalties as we saw last night. I mean, heck, we saw 7 face masks, I think, last night. But you're right. We've seen some undisciplined stuff for sure. And, they'll clean that up as they go. That one is a big one, though, because, again, Thomson may not score, and you're like, okay, no harm, no foul. But you give this team with these athletes another chance from, 20 yards closer or 15 yards closer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know with 4 seconds you have enough time to throw an out and then try and kick it.
Nah, I think they gotta go for it here.
Burke County's going to use a timeout.
Last year they might have tried to kick with Connor Askew from here.
Yeah, it'd be about a 40-yarder.
Yeah, about a 40-yarder. They would have probably tried that. 4.4 seconds left. Thompson has the ball. We've already done the Ken Nugent one call, that's all. I say, you know what? I know this sounds, instead of throwing it up, I almost would rather run everybody down there and throw a little, either pitch or throw a little screen to Curry or Lane, and see if they can maneuver their way to the end zone. I got a feeling they're going to throw it into the end zone, though. Try to get it to Brigham. Eric Parker kind of yelling some instructions from behind his coordinators there. So Curry is coming into the game. There he is, number 6.
Yes, they have Lane and Curry both out there.
And they got Curry and Brigham side by side in this formation.
Well, we saw earlier in that formation they ran a little screen to Brigham and Curry blocked for him. I don't know if they're going to try and run that again or if they're just going to take a shot at the end zone.
So let's see. Here he goes. Jones going to try to heave one into the end zone here. And back in the end zone, it's going to be intercepted. It might have been out of bounds, but either way, Burke County's going to get the ball. And the clock's going to run out. Cohen Rogers with a nice athletic play there. So that's going to do it for the first half. And Burke County with a great little drive. Well, I say drive. It was 2 big plays, a 67-yard run and then the 30-yard touchdown. Gives them the lead as we go to the locker rooms here. 17-14, Burke County on top. Well, Burke County first quarter, Thomson second quarter, but the Bears do battle back. You said Eric Parker's teams would do that.
Absolutely. They don't get flustered. They very well coached, and you can see even on that last play there, he called the timeout. He knows who they're going to try and get the ball to, bring them there, and had double coverage on him.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for the Eichholtz Law Firm halftime show. Matt Lane, Nathan and I will have some stats and info for you as well. We'll have our QBs by the quarter and a whole lot more. We'll also introduce you to the punters of the game. All that's coming up. The Eichholtz Law Firm halftime show is next. We're in Thomson, where Burke County leads the hometown Thomson Bulldogs 17-14.
And welcome to the Eichholtz Law Firm halftime show here at Thomson High School, where Burke County is currently winning 17-14. We want to welcome some friends from the area for our Your Hometown Game of the Week, part of the One Thomson campaign that we're going to talk about, and you might have already heard about on WJBF. Got some friends with us, Andy Knox, Jay Poston, and Pastor Winston, to talk about the One Thomson campaign. And Andy, I'll start with you. In terms of Thomson as a community, what kind of went into it maybe from the past that made y'all want to start a One Thomson campaign?
Well, we had a you may hold this?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. We had a group of folks come up from Brunswick and did a panel, and it was centered around the Ahmaud Arbery tragedy, and the whole reason they came up was just kind of help us improve our race relations in our community. And afterwards, Winston kind of spearheaded having some conversation about, hey, if that happens in our community, are we going to be okay? And we all sat around the table and said, we don't feel like we didn't feel good about it. So we all said, let's do something, and that kind of started the whole One Thomson thing. We want to be intentional about being together, and it's all about providing a situation for folks to hang out and become friends and build strong relationships. So if we are in a situation similar to that, hopefully we're not, but it's always a possibility. We've got strong relationships that we can count on to try to get through it.
And Jay, in terms of kind of right now, I know we love coming out to Thomson High School. Many of the county schools are some of my favorites. Just everybody goes out to the football games on Friday. But in terms of where we're at now, in terms of Thomson as a city in McDuffie County, where do you feel like we're at?
Well, we decided to have a Refill the Brickyard night, and we've got a great crowd tonight. I mean, I think there's over 3,500 folks here, most of them being from Thomson. And this is the one time that we get together and we all cheer for the same thing. We're not going to our individual neighborhoods. We're not going to our individual churches. We're all here and we're cheering for Thomson. And that's what it's about. And so we're almost trying to make this a pep rally for Thomson and trying to draw everybody together. And so that's really what we're about, is trying to make One Thomson and to make sure that we're all pulling for each other and pulling for everybody along in one direction.
And Pastor Winston, in terms of y'all talking about this, putting all this together, obviously there's a plan in place and you're communicating, you're talking, throughout the community. What does it mean for the future of Thomson?
Our future and goal is to be watchmen over our city, to make sure we break down the walls of division, make sure that we don't have any racism taking place in our community, make sure that we just love on each other and have compassion for each other, have a place where we come together, talk about different issues, and make sure that everybody is created equal and treated equally. So that's what our goal is as one Thomson, to come together in one community and just love on each other. That's what we're all about. We want, one of our main goals is for visitors to come in and just see when they come and say, well, man, they have a good spirit here in the Thomson community. So that's what our goal is, to just be able to, other communities to be able to see it and it'd be a great example for everybody else.
I was going to say, definitely, if you're in Thomson, be a part of the conversation. I know you guys have the shirts on, and a lot of folks are talking about it. So if you can, check it out, the One Thomson campaign. It's being covered in several different places. Check it out, and you can see a lot of great interviews with local doctors and members of the community and businessmen and folks here at the football game alike. So that's your Hometown Game of the Week segment right here. Right now, we're actually going to check in with Thomson High School. We took a look around this week. Check it out.
Thomson High School is all about history, and a big part of its history is football. Recently, the phrase One Thomson was created to help bring people of all races and genders together in the community. To better understand what that means, we went back to 1967 when Thomson formed its first integrated football team.
When we first heard that Mac Bowman was coming over, it was different, certainly, and but we were so focused as a community on what we thought was going to be a really good team, I don't remember it being talked about. Now, I was only 10. It wasn't something that people talked about all the time, and what are we going to do when we have this first black player and this, that, and the other. It was all about what we had coming back, because we'd lost one game the year before to the team that won the state championship easily. So we're kind of chomping at the bit to win the first ever state championship at Thomson High School, and that was more the focus.
From a community standpoint, we didn't have a lot of the true upheaval that occurred in a lot of places. Thomson has a plethora of really good folks, and that was present on all sides.
Andy Knox was also playing on the team when Bowman arrived.
To me, it was another season. I don't remember any disruption particularly. Of course, Mac was the forerunner of that integration effort. He came in and he was one of the guys.
Mac Bowman and Andy Knox became good friends, and they remain friends to this day.
He was always embracing, always very supportive of me, and to this day, he is one of the guys I look at that I played with as one of my best friends.
Mac and Andy's friendship represents what One Thomson is all about. The two friends hope their story inspires others.
I tell folks all the time that I live in Augusta, but make no mistake, I am from Thomson. It's a source of pride for me because of what the city has meant for me and for my family. From the time we moved there in the early 60s, there was just an embracing community. There's some wonderful people in Thomson, Georgia. And as I said, it's not a perfect town, but it's a very, very good place to be.
Brandon Dawson, WJBF News Channel 6.
And welcome back on the field for our Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. We're now joined by Yashika Farmer over at McDonald's, store manager over at the Washington location. She was formerly at the Thomson one. Can you just speak to what it means to, obviously Thomson does a terrific job in supporting the football team, but in terms of McDonald's, always wanting to be a part of the community?
We do a lot for the community. We just had the band there and the cheerleaders there the other day, and we did a back-to-school drive, so we're very interested. We go back hard for the community as well.
Is it kind of fun seeing some folks that work in the stores up here that either went to high school here in the past or that still do, and you get to see them kind of out and about enjoying themselves?
Yes, it's real fun to see them. They come to the games and they come to work afterwards, so it's very great to see them here.
And really quick, while I have you, is there any promotions or anything coming up that we can look forward to at McDonald's?
We do have the 2 for $4.49, the breakfast special, so you can get any 2 of the sandwich for $4.49 at McDonald's, any locations.
And then at the end of the game, make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. So definitely stick around and check that out. Want to thank Yashika Farmer here from McDonald's for joining me out on the field. Back to you, AB.
All right, thank you, Matt, and thanks, Yashika, and all the folks who had a part in our halftime show. Great story there about the first integrated team here at Thomson. That was pretty awesome. And matter of fact, John Barnett, who was interviewed for that segment, was just standing right behind us here in the press box. Good former Thomson Bulldog. And we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we've got all sorts of stuff, scores from around the area. We got stats, our QBs by the quarter, and our punters of the game from Augusta, the Augusta Sports Council. All that coming up as we return after this break on the Heights Colts Law Firm halftime show from Thomson on WJBF Game Night Live.
And welcome back on the field for our Eichholz Law Firm halftime show here at Thomson High School. Again, the score 17-14, Burke County leading at the moment. But want to check in with our friends from Georgia Cancer Center. We have Chris Curry and also Luana Kennedy from the Georgia Cancer Center. And we're just going to ask you a couple of questions, just kind of get to know you a little bit in terms of, Chris, in terms of what are the different types of cancers that the doctors at the Georgia Cancer Center treat?
Yeah, so Matt, there are about 28 different types of cancer. A lot of people know about breast cancer. You hear a lot about lung cancer. We treat them all. So head and neck cancer, Luana here works with the head and neck cancer patients. We have breast cancer surgeons. We have lung cancer surgeons. We have leukemia, lymphoma, you name it, we treat it when it comes to cancer.
And Luana, tell me a little bit about this Nurse Navigator program that I was reading about.
Certainly. We are normally the first point of contact for the patients, and we're here to help them through their total treatment process from the beginning through survivorship. We help them and their families.
Now, as Chris mentioned, a lot of folks know about mammograms, obviously. That's very well known. What are other types of tests or screenings that you can kind of check out for yourself to make sure that you're staying healthy?
Okay, well, I work with the head and neck team, so we do a head and neck free cancer screening usually in April of every year. For the prostate cancer, that's PSA screening. For cervical cancer, you need to get your pap smears. Of course, for breast cancer, you want to do your mammograms.
Now, y'all have a fundraiser coming up, the Paceline event, Chris. I know it's something that's exciting. A lot of people like being involved in it. Can you kind of mention that to us and maybe how we can take a part in it?
Yeah, so Pace Day 2022 is on Sunday, October 16th. They're going to have an opening ceremony celebration rider check-in on Saturday, October 15th at SRP Park, home of the Green Jackets. And then you can register by going to paceline.org. That's Paceline, paceline.org. All the money that they raise comes to the Georgia Cancer Center to help fund different research projects, because we do patient care, but we also do research.
I want to thank Chris and Luana for coming down on the field here at Thomson High School for today's game. They're actually out there kind of commingling with everybody. If you see their tent, go check them out. But for right now, the Georgia Cancer Center feat that's coming up middle of October. Again, that Paceline event, definitely check it out. It's a great fundraiser, and it goes to good things. So definitely check that out. Back to you, AB.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. We appreciate that, and thanks you to our guests for being down on the field with us from the Georgia Cancer Center. Ashley Brown and Nathan Edwards in the booth with you, and it's time now to focus and put a little feature on a couple of the players, one from each team. It's our Augusta Sports Council punters of the game from the Burke County Bears. The punter of the game is number 9, Cohen Rogers, and he made the big interception there at the end of the first half, but also serves as Burke County's punter. And for Thomson, it's number 16. The quarterback also serves as a punter, Noah Story. And Story had the great punt where he pinned Burke County back at the 3. Unfortunately for Thomson, though, Burke County turned that into a 97-yard scoring drive. And that's your Augusta Sports Council punters of the game. We're going to take a timeout, our final one of the halftime. When we come back, we're going to get you caught up with our QBs by the quarter. We're going to get you caught up with some scores from around the area as well. And then we got a whole second half of football for you between Thomson and Burke County, live from the Brickyard on WJBF Game Night Live. And welcome back to the Brickyard. Ashley Brown and Nathan Edwards here in the booth. WJBF Game Night Live. We're at halftime where Burke County leads Thomson 17-14. Nathan, we had a first half where two good football teams just went head-to-head, and, what we expected, a tough, hard-fought, tight football game.
Absolutely. We felt like Thomson was kind of sleepwalking there a little bit, and then that Curry run really woke them up. And then Burke County, to their credit, fought back there at the end after being really backed up on their own goal line, had the big, long touchdown drive. So this game's definitely going to be hard fought and go right down to the wire probably.
Yeah, it's up in the air, anybody's ball game. Well, let's take a look at our QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Ace Hardware and Culpeper Lumber Company at Evans. Take a look at that, Nathan.
Yeah, so Story is 3 of 6 for 33 yards for Thomson. Jones is 2 of 6 for 12 yards. Interception, we debated back and forth. It was hard to tell whether the officials gave him that interception or not there at the end of the half. He's got 4 rushes for 27 yards. Flowers has got 8 of 11 for 111 yards passing, so that takes care of our quarterbacks. And I got a couple other nuggets for you. I got Curry's 3 rushes for 65 yards and a touch. He had the 1 reception for 36 yards. Lane with a 32-yard rushing touchdown, and Dorsey's got 98 yards on 5 carries.
Yeah, 98 yards in just 5 carries for Dorsey. And I believe on a highlight here, we've got one. We said we had some incredible plays, some incredible catches in this game, and I believe before the end of the half we'll see one of those, an interception by Thomson. First, let's go to the scoreboard and take a look. Here we go. We did get the interception in there. Look at this play. That was Storm Hunt, who picked off 4 balls last year, and he picks up that one as well. And on just an incredible play, one of 2 that we saw. Now, let's take a look at our scoreboard from around the area. Lakeside on top of Aiken. To Mark Seelam, great running back there. 10-zip. Aquinas is absolutely hammering Jefferson County 33-0. That must have been down Jefferson County squad this year. Evans leads North Augusta. That score now, though, is 10-7. North Augusta has scored. Harlem blanking Greenbrier 20-0. South Aiken leading Silver Bluff 29-0. Last year, remember, Silver Bluff hammered them, beat them really badly. No score in the Hepsville Westside game. Laney Strom Thurman, that score is 16-0. Laney leading Strom. Strom was a little down last year. Looks like maybe they are this year too. And Grovetown leads Midland Valley. That score is 22-10. Some good running backs in that game on both sides of the ball. Although I'm not sure if Travion Dunbar is playing just yet, coming off that knee surgery back in January.
Yeah, does anything shock you around the area? I mean, I know South Aiken's up big on Silver Bluff.
That's not the biggest shock. That's not the biggest shock. The biggest shock is Jefferson County is losing 33-0. That is a stunner. Jefferson County's always good, always solid. They're always well coached. And Aquinas is a good football team, don't get me wrong, but, man, the fact that they're up 33-0 is a shocker. That's the big surprise to me. What about you? I know you were looking at that South Aiken.
Yeah, the South Aiken, I know Dunbar has now moved to Midland Valley.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit not a shocker that South Aiken's winning that football game. It's just maybe the score of 29-0.
Yeah.
A little bit of a shock.
South Aiken's got Terrence Smith at quarterback. They got a big-time running back as the lights go out here in Thomson. Now they're
got
doing
different colors and everything.
A little light show here at the stadium. Yeah, you're not seeing a black screen. That's the actual football field behind you. And as the LED lighting in here, pretty cool. But, yeah, they've got Terrence Smith at quarterback, and they got a running back named Javon Edwards who had 1,000 yards last year as a freshman. 2 talented folks there at South Aiken. All right, we will take a break here. When we come back, it'll be time for the second half kickoff between Thomson and Burke County on WJBF Game Night Live. And we are back at the Brickyard. Burke Health kickoff coming your way for the second half. Burke County. There you see them. That's the Burke County squad right there in the white jerseys, blue pants, silver helmets, kicking it off to Thomson. The home team, the Bulldogs, trail it by 3. And Curry unable to get a head start there on the kick return, and he is brought down after a short pickup. Might even lost a yard. Number 23 making the tackle for Burke County. That is Markel Kelly. He's had a pretty good game. So Thomson trailing at home. And they'll bring out Jones to start the second half.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Which of the 2 quarterbacks will we see coming out of the halftime break?
Neither has really been fabulous. I mean, they both showed some flashes, but neither has really been, their scoring has come from their running backs. Curry and Lane both with a touchdown run. They do fake it this time with Curry, and Jones is going to run it, and he's going to pick up about 4. So he might have even given him 5 forward progress there. And now Story comes in. And there's Noah Story. Last year he did, in limited duty last year, he threw 64 times, completing 31 of those passes for 556 yards and 5 touchdowns. He did play some last year, but playing a little more this year. They handed off a little jet sweep, and Curry trying to get the sidelines. He loses the ball out of bounds. Cohen Rogers got a hand on it. Tell you that Cohen Rogers is a football player. He plays defensive back, receiver. He punts. Looks like maybe he hurt his hand there on the play. He is only a junior. So they were able to string out Curry that time and not let him get to the corner.
Yeah, I wonder about changing quarterbacks so many plays, whether you're not able to get a rhythm going, because when we saw that scrimmage where Story was throwing it all over the place, he was in there for large chunks of the time.
Well, yeah, he played the entire first half basically. So 3rd and 3, and they got Jeffrey in there at running back, the sophomore. They're going to give it to Lane. And Lane is going to be stopped short of the first down. That is a great play by the Burke defense. And that was Lively, Brandon Lively, 44, making the play.
Big 3-and-out.
Yeah, that's a huge play for the Burke County defense. We got, we expected a dogfight, and we've got it. And now Thompson's going to have to punt it away here. And Burke County, the return man, who is down back deep. Is that Golphin or is that Walker, 26? I can't tell if it's 25.
I believe it's 25.
It is Golphin. Okay, so Jalen Golphin, who averaged 25 yards of reception last year, will be the man to return the punt. Noah Story boots it. It takes a good Thompson bounce, and it'll roll inside the 30 and down at the 29. So Burke County will take it over after a good stop by their defense. Remember, this is how the game started. The Burke County defense made a nice stop, and the Bears were able to get an early 10-0 lead on a field goal and a touchdown. A touchdown run by Jordan Franklin. Seems like that was a month ago. Jordan Franklin ran that touchdown in for our first TD of the game. So let's see if this Thomson defense, who, they gave up some yardage. Again, the running back, Dorsey, averaging about 20 yards a carry. That ball is on the ground, and it is an incomplete pass.
That's the exact same play they started the first quarter with.
Yeah. Trying to get it to Dorsey, who, that's the young man I was talking about, averaging almost 20 yards a carry, right at it in the first half. A lot of that coming, of course, on that 67-yard run. But even without that, he had 4 carries for 31 yards. Marshall Flowers, the quarterback, had the one beautiful touchdown pass. He's got 111 yards passing. And Dorsey unable to find any running room, and he's pushed out of bounds finally by Don Quavius Cummings, So Cummings, the talented sophomore, makes a play. There's a good look at Cummings.
Another 3rd and long with Burke County, and they've been aggressive in all of these all night long, throwing the ball.
Flowers, like we said, he's got 111 yards passing, including a 33-yard touchdown. He's looking downfield now, going to throw. And it's intercepted. And who's that? It's Hunt. Second pick off of the night, and there's a face mask. So Storm Hunt with 2 interceptions. One, a diving play in the end zone, this one on a tip ball. And just like that, Thompson gets great field position on the interception.
Yeah, it was miscommunication with the receiver. The receiver was not looking for the ball when he threw it.
Yeah. So Storm Hunt had 4 picks last year. He's already halfway there, and we're not even finished with the first game
the
of the
ruling
season.
on the field was an interception,
And
and
then they're gonna add
the
on
runner
the
was
personal
down
foul, I believe.
after the interception. Therefore, there is no
Face
flag.
mask.
No foul.
No, no foul. Okay.
There is no flag on the play.
You see here the receiver. Well, I thought it was tipped. I think it just went over the receiver's head. I thought the receiver tipped it. So.
Well, if they waved it off, why are they spotting the ball at the 46? Wouldn't it be where he returned the interception to?
Yeah, and I don't think Thompson's realized that.
Yeah, I think Youngblood's arguing, but this ball should be down on the 30-some yard line.
Whoa. Well, Thompson's got it. 1st and 10 at the 46. Now, hold on. Now there's a flag. Oh, it's a false start on Thompson. They're going to be back at the 49.
Fire the snap. Ball start.
And this ball should be
offense. It's a 5-yard penalty.
from where it is.
Still first down.
Almost. It should be about 16 yards further. So false start on Thompson. It's 1st and 15, ball at the 49. Noah Story at quarterback. Jontavius Curry is at running back. And they do give it to Curry. Here he goes, going to the outside, but he is brought down and still on his feet, but they're going to blow the play dead. And Cohen Rogers doing a good job there of grabbing the Burke County player who was doing a little jawing with Curry. That was number 48, Damian Prescott. But a nice job there by the Burke defense because it looked like he had a lane to go, and instead they get a stop and hold him to just short yardage, about 2 or 3 yards. So let's see what Thompson does here. 2nd down and long, 2nd and about 12. Jordan Lane in the backfield with Story. They give it to Lane. He scored on this play earlier, and here he's going to pick up nice yardage, but he is going to be short of the first down. He's marked down at the 40. They need to get to about the 36, so it should be 3rd and 4 here.
Yep.
3rd and almost 5. 3rd and about. Now they mark it 3rd and 4.
Lane.
That is Jordan Lane.
I think he's all right.
Yeah, we talked last night about the cramps, and that might be what's going on there. We'll take a timeout while they tend to Lane, and we will come back with more. 7:53 to go, 3rd quarter. Thomson trails Burke County on Game Night Live, 17-14. Welcome back, and the only play you missed was this one. On 3rd and 4, they give it to Jeffrey, and he picks up big yardage for Thomson. It's a first down. They're in the red zone, down to about the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, the Affordable Auto Insurance first down. This time it's Curry, right up the middle. Curry, touchdown Thomson. Curry's 2nd of the night. That one's from 12 yards out. Puts him up around 80 yards rushing for the game. And he's done that on just 4 or 5 carries, maybe 6. They just gave it to him right up the middle.
6 for 82 and 2 touches.
Yeah, 6 for 82, 2 touchdowns, and he had a touchdown, a 28-yard touchdown called back. So Thomson trying to add the extra point. They now have the lead. They lead it by 3. This is a big extra point, though. And this kick is up, and this kick is through. So the Thomson Bulldogs have taken back over. They lead it 21-17 on the 2nd touchdown run of the night from senior speedster Jontavius Curry. And now let's see if Burke can answer. It has been a back-and-forth affair. Burke led it 10-0. Thomson battled back to lead it 14-10. Then Burke came back 17-14, and now we have our 4th lead change of the game, with Thomson taking back the lead.
Yeah, Curry's accounted for 118 of Thompson's 256 total yards.
Yeah, he is a talented young man. There's no doubt about that. And I'm a little surprised, though, based on the scrimmage, that we haven't seen more of Brigham. They haven't been able to get him the ball, really, Lane and Curry. And Jeffrey has played a big role, too. Let's not forget the sophomore running back. Jeffrey has had 3 big carries in this game. He runs really hard. And Burke County will get it back here with about 7:29 to go in the third.
It almost feels like when they've tried to find Brigham, it seems like it's been forced.
Almost,
it's not really
yeah,
in the flow of the game.
Yeah, true. Thomson with the kickoff here. The Burke Health kickoff picked up by Jordan Franklin. And Franklin is pushed out of bounds. Franklin scored the first touchdown of this game on a short run. All right, well, while we got a moment, let's go down on the field with Matt Lane. He's got some special guests with him. Matt.
Thank you, AB. That's right. I'm with our friends from the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice, Commissioner Tyrone Oliver and Deputy Commissioner Allison Richardson. And really quick, while I have you, Commissioner Oliver, can you just kind of talk about the Department of Juvenile Justice and what it means for folks that might not know?
Well, the Department of Juvenile Justice is a statewide system that rehabilitates justice-involved youth across the state. We have 25 facilities across the state and about 88 community offices, but particularly talking about the ones right here in the Augusta area and Wilkes area.
And I know y'all are looking for some good folks. Like, why should somebody come out, or why should they be interested in working out there?
We know we have a very good culture here at the Department of Juvenile Justice. If you're looking to be the change, and that's kind of our slogan, and want to be the change for these young people out here in your community, I want you to join our team. We're watching 2 winning teams out here today, and so come join our winning team and be a part of the Department of Juvenile Justice. We'll be happy to have you.
And Allison, what exact positions are you looking for? Are there certain ones, certain areas?
Yes, we are looking for juvenile correction officers. The salary starts at $41,000, and we're also looking for food service workers and housekeepers.
So in terms of when you have somebody that works out there, what's something positive that you see from somebody that they gain from working out there, being around something like that?
Absolutely. We have a family environment, and we're pouring into the youth of our community. So most people are engaged and want to come to work just to make an impact on children who might have had a difficult life, and it's our responsibility to help rehabilitate them so they can be thriving citizens when they return to the community.
Now, in terms of how someone checks y'all out, like, where would you send folks to get more information?
You can go to our website, and on our website, which is djj.georgia.gov, you can see the careers that are available, also the career fairs that we have around the state, including the Augusta and Wilkes area. And you can also just go to a facility. We do on-the-spot interviews to make sure that we can get these positions filled and build our family.
Well, I want to thank Commissioner Oliver and Commissioner Richardson or Deputy Commissioner Richardson for coming out today. The Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice, again, check them out. A lot of good positions that are open if anybody's looking for a job right now. Back to you, AB.
All right. Well, Commissioner Oliver and Deputy Commissioner Richardson did that program justice.
Absolutely.
Really good job there. All right. We're back with the action here, and I think, Nathan, what are you checking some scores, Nathan?
Get a few updates on some scores. Laney still up 16-0 on Strom Thurmond. Lakeside's up 23-0 on Aiken. A couple more we got Grovetown up 29-10 on Midland Valley. Washington Wilkes up 14-7 on East Lawrence. We got Harlem up 27-0 on Greenbrier.
Yeah, that's updated. It was when Harlem scored again. Greenbrier could be a rough go of it this year. They're losing 27-0 right now.
We got Josie Savannah score of 8-8.
Waynesboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram scoreboard. And again, all of our sponsors, I just mentioned Waynesboro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, but all of our sponsors tonight, we really thank them for letting us get out here and bring you the action. And of course, if you are out and about, make sure if you do stop by one of our businesses, tell them you thank them for supporting high school athletics and high school football in the area.
Number 12 for Thomson was the injured player that's up and walking off on his on power, a little bit of help.
Yeah, while they do get him off let him get off the field, and he is walking, but he's hobbling a little. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come right back with Game Night Live. Back at the Brickyard, Thomson on top 21-17 midway through the third quarter. And you just saw the promo for Football Friday Night with Brendan and Colin Cody. You definitely want to check that out. 11:35. It's the only show dedicated just dedicated to high school football that we have in the area, and they cover all the games around the CSRA.
Yeah, a little bit of lengthy delay there. We remember it was a first down by Flowers thrown to Williams on that pass about 8 yards.
Some big hitting going on there. After the short run, they're going to give him about 4. So Burke County, that puts the Burke County running back right there, Charlie Dorsey, over the 100-yard mark for the game. I think he's going to have a few of those 100-yard games this year.
Yeah, I think I might have to start feeding Dorsey here towards later in the game.
Well, the receiver bobbled the ball, and now all of a sudden he breaks into the open field, and he's inside the 20.
We're going to have a hold, I think.
It was just a short pass. The receiver bobbled the ball, but it's coming back. Yeah, one of the Thomson players was just standing I think it was Brigham, just standing in the middle of the field waving his hand and saying, nah, bring that one back. That was a huge play. Negated by the penalty. Number 21, Jeremy Richardson.
Yeah, depending on what the flag is, they still could get a couple of yards out of the play.
Holding. Offense.
So
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
It is holding on.
Replay 2.
I believe holding. Isn't that what he said? Holding
Yes.
on Burke County?
Yeah, so they're going to end up getting a couple of yards out of the play because it was a spot foul.
Yeah. So it does negate a big play, but it could have been worse. And Burke County now second down and 4.5. Short 5. With Marshall Flowers, the senior, 3-year starter at QB. And he's going to throw it. This time he throws behind the receiver and incomplete. And we got another flag, right?
Yeah, there was some miscommunication. I don't know if the slot receiver was set there before that play. Maybe an illegal shift of some kind.
Yeah, perhaps. And the officials you see talking it over here. Talking with Coach Youngblood.
I think he's asking if it was a backward pass out of bounds.
And I don't think it was.
Legal formation. Offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
He declined it. He declined the penalty, so you'd think they are saying it's a backward pass.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Coach Parker's a little bit confused there. I don't think he thought that was a backwards pass.
So I'm being told that Amari Clark, the quarterback at Grovetown, and Joseph Jean are having big games tonight. They lead Midland Valley 36-10 now. And let's take a look at our T-Mobile student section tonight. They have a lot to be happy about, and right now they're just kind of calm. Yeah, we're winning. That's what we do.
Waiting for the next big Curry play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look, you see the bleachers behind the goal. You don't see that at a lot of high schools, but they added those here at Thomson because we do have so many fans that come out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this discussion is whether they all agree if this was a backwards pass or not. If not, then Thompson's definitely going to take the 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
But it'd be 2nd down.
if you're wondering, yeah, this game is kind of going at a snail's pace right now in comparison to some of the other games around the area tonight. Michael Youngblood is not happy at what they decided, apparently.
I know he's looking at where it went out of bounds, but for me and you live, neither one of us thought
Forward
that was a backwards pass.
Yeah.
Therefore, Thomson is electing to enforce the illegal formation. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Replay 2.
So, second down and 10. They're back at the original line of scrimmage when this series started.
Saves him a down.
And I want to thank former Grovetown coach Damian Postel for giving us the update. He'd love to see him out there supporting the kids from Grovetown still.
Yeah, with the injury and the long discussion there, definitely things have slowed down here.
And here comes a run, and a good one.
And we're going to have another hold of some, maybe on the Burke County wide receiver.
Well, I jinxed us in the first half. I said not as many penalties as last night. And since then, it's been a barrage of yellow on the field. Charlie Dorsey with another nice run, but this one's coming back, it looks like.
We've seen a lot of penalties with wide receivers trying to block downfield tonight.
Yeah. And, you know, every year, you know, these officials get
offense is 10-yard penalty.
Things that they
Replay 2.
It's kind of a focal point for that year, something to watch. Maybe that was one of the items. The receivers are getting away with a little bit too much. Who knows? But again, it is week 1 for these guys. You know, this is our second game, but you know, we had the one last night. This is their first game, and you're going to see penalties and cramps. That is what you see. We haven't seen as many cramps tonight as we did last night. I know that. And Flowers in trouble, going to dump it out in the flats, and a big hit. Ooh, big hit. That is Curry, Travion Curry. Absolutely leveled. Jeremy Richardson made the catch and held on, but boy, he took a shot from Travion Curry.
Yeah, it looked like if it wasn't for the pressure, he had Noah Boynton wide open on a route down the sideline, but they had so much pressure on him he couldn't plant his feet to get that ball there, so he had to check it down.
Yeah, other than the touchdown pass, we haven't seen really any deep throws from either team, the completed throws. Matter of fact, they've completed more interceptions downfield than they have, you know, to their own team. This is a nice little dump off into the flats. Here's Richardson. He's got some speed. Matt Lane saying that Charlie Dorsey, the leading rusher, laid a great block to help get Richardson some extra yards after the catch there.
Yeah, we've talked about all the penalties. That was a great block downfield.
Yeah. Well, and you like to see that too. He's your star guy running the football, but helping out in other ways. That makes you super valuable. And when all the other guys see the top guy on the team doing it, they, you know, what a great, you know, leading by example, you know, right there by Dorsey. Flowers looking downfield, got a man, he overthrew him.
Oh, he overthrew him.
Had him wide open. It was a great play design. And he was going for Donta Williams, who's had a big night tonight. He's averaging 40.5 yards per kick return. He's got a cramp, too, as he's running off the field. And he's got also the touchdown catch tonight.
Yeah, that's one as an offensive coordinator. You've been saving and saving and saving. And
you see it wide open, and, oh, man, it's so tough. You know, throughout their history, that's been the kind of the Achilles heel for Thomson is you know, people have been able to pass on them throughout the years. It's just a weird, you know, for whatever reason. If I'd say there's a weak spot for them, that's been it. And Owen Dorsey tripped over Flowers. Matt's reminding, talking about Christian Tutt, who's a great player. They've actually had good defensive backs. They've had some athletes back there year after year, but for whatever reason, I remember going all the way back into the year after they won the state title, or maybe the year before, they were playing a team in the playoff. Or no, even in the state championship game the year they won the title, the team threw on for almost 300 yards against them that game. So they just. So we got a timeout on the field here. And Matt's saying the secondary was not ready for what was, the play that looked set for Burke County. So they do call a timeout. Nathan Edwards, Ashley Brown with you. John Hart will be back with us next week. And Matt Lane, of course, down on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if they are going to go for a play here to try and get everything, or if we're going to try and cut this in half. I don't know what the distance on the field goal, even though he hit a very good field goal earlier in the game to start.
Well, I know one thing. We don't know that, but I do know at the conclusion of tonight's game, we're going to announce our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll chat with the winning coach. And let's really quickly get an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report in if we can. Let's go down on the field to Matt Lane.
Yeah, AB, Youngblood right there, seeing his secondary. As you see, one singular safety really far back, really felt exposed, so he wanted to take a timeout, talk to his team, make sure they fully understood the coverage as they only have one single high. So really exposed on another deep ball if they chose to throw at Burke County.
All right, here's Flowers rolling to his right. Thanks, Matt. And Flowers going to throw, and it is caught by Cohen Rogers. He's going to be just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, with it being 4th and 1, I think you definitely got to go.
Oh, for sure. And you got a running back averaging, probably 15 yards a carry tonight in Dorsey.
Yeah, if he doesn't get tackled by the quarterback,
he'd be averaging a lot more than 15. So let's see here. Dorsey is back there and they also brought in Lively as kind of a H-back lead blocker. Flowers looks to the sidelines, then yells some instructions to the line. And Dorsey's going to easily get the first down. He's up inside the 20 to about the 19. So Charlie Dorsey having a solid game in Burke County. Knocking on the door here, looking for our 5th lead change in this one. Thomson would love to get a stop or a turnover. They've had 2 interceptions, both by Storm Hunt. Here's Dorsey again, this time to the right side, and he will be brought down maybe a yard.
Yeah, Dorsey up over 100 yards, 109 now.
Yeah, around the area, though, we earlier took a look at that scoreboard, and, man, I'm still not stunned, just similar to the Aquinas game. Not stunned or to the South Aiken game. Not stunned South Aiken is beating Silver Bluff. Maybe a little surprised how bad. I think it says that South Aiken is what we thought they were at the end of last year when they went on that run. And I think also maybe, Aquinas against Jefferson County, maybe Aquinas, I think maybe Aquinas is a little better than we thought. Maybe Jefferson County not quite as good as we thought. But the bottom line, Aquinas is really putting a number on a perennial power in Jefferson County. We saw them in the playoffs against Westside, remember, at the end of the regular season to get to the playoffs.
And that's who Thomson has next is Jefferson County.
Well, that's Williams trotting off the field.
Yeah, he's the one who had the ball on that rushing play.
Yeah. Amari Williams, who last year as a freshman had 5 rushing touchdowns. Jordan Franklin is in there in the backfield. He had the touchdown early for Burke County, their first TD of the game. And they fake it to him. They're going to throw it. They got a man wide open. It's Richardson. It's a touchdown. Man, that was a really well-designed play.
That was a beautiful, almost like a wheel route down the sideline.
I watched the podcast recently with Aaron Rodgers, and he was talking about how beautiful certain plays are. And you look at Cohen Rogers took the safety and the corner, and it left Richardson wide open. Man, that was such a well-designed play by Eric Parker and his staff.
Yeah, such a beautiful wheel route.
Yep, and that, like I said, sometimes it is beautiful. When you draw it up and you see it there, and it's, these coaches, that got to be a thrill for them when it works out to perfection like that. And now Burke County, our 5th lead change, they're back out in front, and the extra point is up, and it is good. 24-21. The Burke County Bears now lead Thomson with 1:04 to go in the third quarter.
Well, it makes sense we get a flag here on the extra point because I don't think outside of the first half and the second half, I don't think we've had a kick off from the 40-yard line where it's supposed to be all night long.
So 5th lead change. Burke County now back out in front, 24-21. These two teams, year in and year out, were in the same region and battled one another for region titles and things like that. But this
45
year,
this way.
even in different classifications.
They're rolling on the field. The kick is good.
Now, if you get the
personal foul, roughing
here,
the snapper,
you still kick it.
That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kick.
Here I start thinking. Now here I onside kick it. Here I do onside kick it, Nathan, because I think Thomson's so dangerous. Are you really going to, do you think you're going to hold them scoreless the rest of the game?
That's a different kicker, is it not?
It is. 82-14 has been their kicker, and 82 is in there now. That is Nathan Weeks. And he's kicking it off from the Thomson 45. So, yeah, no doubt here I would do an onside kick. I don't know that that's what they're going to do, though, but that's what I would do.
They got 12 on the field. Doesn't Burke County have 12?
Oh, if they do.
Yeah, they got 5 up top, and they had 6 down below with the kicker. That's 12.
Yeah, they didn't catch it, so he kicked it in the end zone. So the Thomson Bulldogs will have it. First down is.
No.
That was really odd. I saw everybody on the sideline patting his helmet and all that. Like, okay, now's your chance. Go out there and do it. Thinking, okay, he's going to onside kick it, and instead he kicked it through the into the end zone.
I guess he's the kid they're wanting to see if he can kick long kickoffs, and that was a good opportunity.
And here's Jeffrey, who is really impressed tonight with his hard running. Only a sophomore. And he is going to come out of the game now. Let's see who they bring in. It will be Curry, the speed burner. He's taking he had the face shield on. He's taking that off. Here he goes, Curry. And he's going to pick up short yardage along the right side of that Thomson line. So it's going to be third down, and this is a big play. You know, you're deep in your own territory. If you're unable to pick up the first down here on third, and it's about 3rd and 3 or 4, that's going to be the end of the third quarter, so we'll have to find out what happens after the break. So Burke County leads Thomson 24-21. We got ourselves a barn burner at the Brickyard on WJBF Game Night Live. Monster play coming up here at Game Night Live at the Brickyard. As Thomson is third and a long 3.
This feels like Curry time, doesn't it? I mean, every time they've needed a play tonight.
Let's see what they do. They've got him in the backfield, and they are going to give it to him. And he's going to be brought down. He's tried to spin away, but Lively, who has played terrific tonight, makes the stop, and it's 4th down. I don't know if you can take a chance here.
Yeah, I don't think you can go for this.
Going to have to punt it away.
Way too early in a 3-point game.
Yeah, Noah Story is the punter, and let's see, is he? And he is back there to punt it. So
if you're Burke County, though, you get the ball back here, and you just let Dorsey start delivering body blows.
Yeah, and you're going to get pretty good field position unless Story's able to somehow boom one here. He's punting from way back at his own 15. It's a line drive, and it will take a good Thomson bounce inside the 30 down to about the 28. So pretty solid punt there.
You'd really like the returner to come up there and catch that line drive and save you 10, 15 yards.
Well, they got it at the 28. It'll be 1st and 10 Burke County. And now Thomson, they got to get a stop. They've had a hard time slowing down this Burke County offense tonight. Marshall Flowers and Charlie Dorsey and company, Jeremy Richardson, Cohen Rogers, and Donta Williams, who had the big touchdown catch.
Yeah, well, I mean, we say ground and pound for them, but, I mean, they've been so balanced, and the play calling's been really, really, really good tonight for Burke County.
Yeah, Burke County, that last touchdown play call, there have been a few like that where you just went, yeah, that was perfect in that situation. And they fake it to Dorsey. They pitch it to Richardson. He bobbles it, and he's going to be brought down after a 3-yard pickup, so he gets out to the 31. So 2nd down and 7. And we've got to start thinking about our offensive and defensive players of the game. And I tell you, it's going to be tough because you've had some good performances from a number of people. And we also got to get our QBs by the quarter, and we'll get that in right after this play. 2nd and 8. They gave him 2 instead of 3. Marshall Flowers. And he is going to keep it himself, and he's going to pick up about 4. All right, let's take a look at our QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware and Lumber Company in Evans.
Yeah, so Story still 3 of 6 for 33 yards. Jones 2 of 6 for 12 yards and an interception. There was no passing yards at all for Thomson in that third quarter. Flowers is now 13 of 19 for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
And he's had to put together a solid night for the senior. And that's a big play here. They give it to Dorsey, and Dorsey is going to get the first down.
He's going to get it, yep.
Got it by about a yard. So Dorsey with the first down, and the clock is at 9:32, and we'll start running again once they move the chains. And this Thomson defense, for an opening night game against an arch rival, big crowd, you're down tight. It just seems flat, like they were in the first quarter, like Matt pointed out. And there's Dorsey, and this time he's going to pick up about 3.
Yeah, I got word that Evans was able to win tonight, 16-7.
16-7, and I think that just we said, and I think you and I talked about this. You've got Thomson, Burke County, and Washington County that are sort of the 3 best teams in the area, in our opinion, and there's a pretty big gap. And I think that game is probably evidence of that, because we saw Thomson, and again, it was a scrimmage. But Thomson really had their way with Evans.
Yeah, well, like Game Night Live, we're going to have Evans at Burke County coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah. So Flowers going to sling it out in the flats here. It's caught, but nowhere to go running the football. He'll go out of bounds. On the catch that time for Burke was number 18. That's Gray, Rondarius Gray. That'll bring up 3rd down. This is where Thomson absolutely has got to get a stop. It's 3rd and 8. Maybe 7, but 3rd and 8 is what they got it listed as. 8:34 to go in the game. This is when you got to get. This is where you have to dig deep and get a stop. You cannot give up 8 yards here. Jordan Franklin in the backfield. Flowers is going to be throwing the ball, you would assume, and he is looking downfield. He's got a man, but it's incomplete. Kind of rushed the sidearm pass, and it's incomplete, so they will have to now punt it away. Cohen Rogers comes on.
He had him if he had just taken a second and composed himself and delivered it.
If you're Thomson, you know what I would do? I would put Lane on one side, Curry on the other, where they couldn't kick it away from. You know what I mean? And those guys are so elusive in the open field, I don't know that one extra blocker matters. Curry let it bounce, and boy, great punt by Rogers. Going to roll all the way down near the 5. They're going to mark it down at the 6. And Cohen Rogers with a great punt. All right, we'll take a timeout. There is 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in this one, and we got a doozy. It's Burke County 24, Thomson 21 on Game Night Live. All right, we are back at the Brickyard. Thomson to have the football, but they got a long way to go. They trail by 3 here in the fourth quarter. The ball is at the 6-yard line. Burke County was in a similar spot earlier in the game, and their star running back, Charlie Dorsey, from the 3-yard line, busted a 67-yard run that set them up for a touchdown. Let's see if Thomson can answer. Noah Story is in at quarterback. Looks like they've got the sophomore Jeffrey at running back. And they do hand it to Jeffrey, and he is hammered as he got to the line of scrimmage. And, boy, Brandon Lively has had himself a ball game tonight.
He may have run into his own guy there.
And I've got a couple of people messaging me about Grovetown. They found themselves a quarterback. That's what they've lacked. And apparently Amari Clark is the guy. I've had 2 or 3 people message me and say, hey, Bert, keep an eye on Grovetown. They found him a quarterback.
Wide open.
And there's a complete pass and more. Oh, my goodness. He was, like you said, wide open, big pass play. And that is Jaquan? That's one of their top defensive players. Beautiful pass. And they go to one of their top defensive players for the big pass play. Number 43, their leading returning tackler, but he is hurt. That's Jaquan Hart. And they're going to pick him up, and Coach Youngblood said, hey, we got momentum.
Yeah, that was the first completion of the second half for Thomson, and a big one.
Yeah, it was really big. Digs them out of that hole they were in. Gets them a little momentum.
Going to move it back a little bit to midfield.
So right at midfield, the 50-yard line. Thomson with the ball. 7:28 to go. 1st and 10 after the big pass play to Hart.
Yeah, 43 yards for number 43.
Yeah, they needed it. Get them going a little bit. Here's Curry. And Curry trying to, what a fake. What a fake by Curry. Wow. Wow.
I was just about to say, I thought it was great defense. I thought he was doing a good job, and then he got him with that one last fake there at the end.
Right here. Boom. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that kid is something. But right now, it's Burke County leading. See what they do here. Thomson with a little momentum now. After the big pass play and then the run by Curry. Jones is in there now. He's going to run it. Got a good lead block, but he runs out of bounds. Trying to kind of look over and decide what at the conclusion of the game, we got to pick these offensive and defensive players of the game. Going to be tricky here.
These two teams never disappoint, AB. Always coming down to the end. Another tight ball game between the two.
Yep. And this time they go to Lane and Brandon Lively able to bring him down. Lively's had a terrific game.
Big 3rd down and 7 here.
Yeah, huge game, no doubt. Or huge play in the game, no doubt.
Everybody tight on the line.
Yeah. And They go to the speedster, Curry.
Don't think he's got enough.
He's out of bounds at the. Oh wow, they spotted him way. I thought he got. Yeah, I thought he was at a yard or so ahead. He still didn't have it, but they marked him way back at the 34.
Yeah, he's going to be a good 4 yards short.
Yeah.
Now do you punt this or go for it?
Nah, I think you go for it. I don't think you like punt. I think you got to go for it.
Well, I mean, last time you punted and you put them on the goal line, and they still just marched all the way down the field.
Oh, and they got him offside. Oh, no call.
Nope.
It looked like the nose guard jumped.
Just
Here's
got
Curry.
the play off. Dorsey.
He's not going to get it.
What a play by Dorsey.
Yeah, Charlie Dorsey. Oh, and there's going to be a personal foul, but it'll be after the play.
It'll be a first down, Burke County.
Yeah, first down Burke County, but 15 yards from the spot there. Yeah, Curry tried to get to the outside, but Dorsey made a heck of a play. But one of the Burke County players ran in, hit helmet to helmet, kind of ran into Curry after the play. So that's where it'll go back to Thomson, or go back. It'll, be Burke County's ball, but they'll have to back them up. 6:14 to go, so still plenty of time.
The ruling on the field is the runner was short to the line to gain. Dead ball,
like
personal foul, defense. That penalty will be enforced against Burke County. First down.
You hear the Burke County fans, they're loving it.
Yeah, Dorsey with a big play, and then coming up to help him out was Golphin.
Yeah, the Burke County fans are always a group that travels, follows their team.
And knows the game and into it. They're going to back them up to all the way inside the 20, down to the or inside the 25, excuse me, down to the 23. Still plenty of time for Thomson, but you got to get a stop. 6:14 to go. Burke County has the lead and the ball. Thomson graduated a spectacular kicker. We don't know how much leg the kicker they have now has if they were to get the ball back. First things first, they got to stop Burke County's offense. They did it on the last drive. Here's Dorsey. Oh, and a big play by Cummings. He came in unblocked. You can't not block that guy. I mean, he had 14 tackles for loss as a freshman last year. He jumped in and made a nice play. It's going to be a loss of a yard or so. Well, these two teams have fought hard tonight. The coaching staffs, this has been a battle. And Burke County right now in front, and they have the ball. Flowers was going to throw. Now he's going to run, and he's going to be brought down. He will get out to almost the 25.
Yeah, I think that was a design quarterback draw there.
So he'll get up just shy of the 25. So it'll be third down at about 9. So the clock continues to run, under 5 minutes to go. Third and 9. Big play here. It's third and 9. They're not going to go for it if they don't get it, so you just can't give up 9 yards.
I expect them to stay aggressive. It's been their MO all night long.
Yeah. And you're going to roll out, and looking to throw his Flowers, and he's just going to throw it. It's batted and almost caught. What a play. The sophomore Cummings has been all over the place for Thomson, and he made another nice play there. It's a good-looking 10th grader right there, folks. So Thomson will get it right back. Just a terrific defensive stand, 3 and out. Remember, it was 6:14 to go in the game when they gave up the football. 4.5 minutes still left. So they only gave up minute 44 on the clock. Rogers, who's punted well tonight,
just got
gets
it off.
But this one's a shorter punt. And it will be down, and Thompson's got great field position. They've got the ball at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10, with 4:17 to go. And what has been a terrific matchup here on Game Night Live's first weekend. Last night we saw Augusta Christian win over Richmond Gwinnett 28-7. Tonight, well, we don't know who's going to win it, but both teams have played well. Burke County right now with the lead, 24-21. And Noah Story is in at quarterback. He gave it to the young sophomore, Jeffrey, who's been a really nice addition to this offense tonight. And Jeffrey's able to pick up some good yardage. On 1st down, he picks up about 5. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. And Jeffrey is still in there. So no Curry, no Lane. They're going with the sophomore, Jeffrey, who's in motion. They're going to throw the ball. And it is caught by Brigham. So we finally get a throw and a catch for Marcellus Brigham, the talented receiver.
You know, something you were talking about earlier in a break, AB, trying to get the short passing game going a little bit more.
Yeah, it's, I would be throwing it to Curry and Lane as well. Curry's back in there now. He's in the backfield. And they do give it to him. Here he goes. And still on his feet, and he's up near the 30. So he picks up about 7 or 8. Thomson moving the ball here. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. And the Bulldogs need a field goal to tie it, a touchdown for the lead. Well, we said 8 of the last 10 matchups between these two have come down to 7 points or less. It really should be 9. Last year's game seemed like a one-possession game. Thomson just scored at the end to put it away. So it comes down to the wire usually with these two. Story now yelling some instructions to his line. We're under 2:40 to go. Goes to Curry. Here's Curry. And he slides his way to the 25. So it'll be a 1st down for Thomson. And Curry is now limping. That could be bad news for Thomson. Not sure if it's an injury or a cramp, but either way, he's coming off the field. Lane will go in. Lane is outstanding, but Curry's the real true game breaker. This is more like a passing formation, though. Now they're going to give it to Lane. And Lane with a nice run across the 20. So Thomson, one of their better drives of the night right now. A little mix of everything. Had a short pass, some runs by Curry, runs by Jeffrey, runs by Lane.
Yeah, they're definitely in no rush here. You got plenty of time. Can keep running the football.
And Thomson was ready to go. Burke got a timeout. I think Thomson saw that they had a formation, but Burke did too and got the timeout. The Thomson players were not happy that that timeout was called. They saw something they wanted to try and take advantage of on 2nd and short. 2nd and about 3. And, man, what a game on opening weekend of high school football in the CSRA.
Yeah, the way they've been running the ball, I almost want to just keep it on the ground here and see if you can punch it in.
I mean, Jeffrey, and I'll say this, as good as Curry and as good as Lane, the guy who gets positive yardage every time is Jeffrey, the sophomore. He's looked really good.
I know one thing I'm telling them in this huddle right now is I cannot have an unsportsmanlike penalty if we score a touchdown here and give Burke County the ball at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, we can't have anything silly. You got to be smart. And Story is back in. And Lane is in the backfield with him. On 2nd and 3, minute 50 to go. Thomson down 3. They give it to Lane. Lane breaks free, and he's going to have the first down, I believe. And he will have it. First down, Lane. The Affordable Auto Insurance first down for the Bulldogs. Thomson moving the chains.
He's not the biggest back, but he's churning out some tough yards.
Yeah, and now they bring in Jeffrey again, not a big back, but he's run super hard tonight. We knew about Curry coming in. We knew about Lane coming in. We did not know much about the sophomore, number 26, Anthony Jeffrey, but he has been outstanding tonight for the Bulldogs, and they give it to him here. And here's a good run by Jeffrey. Jeffrey churning those legs, and he's inside the 5. I told you that he's the one that doesn't get negative yards. He runs downhill. Not a big kid, but, man, he runs good. Runs hard, too. Thomson, a minute 26 to go.
I would not be hurrying to the line here. I would be using this clock.
And this time I said he doesn't get negative yards. He almost did there because Jordan Franklin came flying through the line to stop him on a nice tackle.
Yeah, there's no need to rush there. I mean, take this down to whether you score and win, and they have no time left.
Well, there's a minute 4 in counting. So now you might want to get up there and run the ball. You got to score still. And you see Noah Story looking for a signal from his coaches. You know, they've been moving the ball down the field, but you still got to go just almost 5 yards here. 45 seconds.
Got a flag. False start. False start, Thomson.
Well,
had to be on the wide receiver out there.
When the clock has continued to run, the clock should not be at.
False start.
I'm the Thomson coach.
Offense.
I want to check that clock. And I don't know how it was false start because nobody was set yet.
Yeah.
It didn't look like anybody was at the line ready to, and set. So that was a weird one. And the clock is at 34.3. Now, if you're Thomson, you're in a little bit of trouble here.
Well, they got the call up there near the Burke County sideline as well. You probably don't get that call.
And they've run the clock down from 34 to 32. And we haven't run a play, so I don't know. Are the coaches talking to the officials about the score, the clock operator? Because again, it was at 34 point something.
Yeah, there's definitely.
And two seconds ran off the clock without a play being run.
There have been some times tonight where they ran the clock after last change of possession. When they had the penalty, they ran the clock, and it was a change of possession. It shouldn't have started until Burke County snapped the ball.
This one's interesting, because they right now they might need those seconds.
Yeah. So 2nd and 9 here. You got a timeout.
Actually, you got 2. They got 2 timeouts, correct?
Scoreboard says 1.
So 1 timeout for Thomson.
So you can still run it with a timeout.
Yeah, from the 9, though, and Curry's not in the game. You got Jeffrey. Oh, man, this is
bringing a late player in.
We can't have any more penalties. We know that. Story. They're going to throw it up. They're going to throw it up for the big receiver.
He threw it out of bounds.
He caught it, but he was out of play. Now, their feet got tangled up. I don't think that's a pass interference. The ball was overthrown anyway. And so it'll be 3rd down. Yeah, Marcellus Brigham showing you why he is talked about as one of the top receiving prospects in this area this year.
Yeah, that's a tough one because you got to keep it on the field of play or your receiver's got no chance.
Well, you still have the timeout, so at 3rd down, and Curry is not in the game. Remember, he hobbled off the field earlier. Lane is back in though. You got Lane and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And now Burke's going to call their last timeout.
No timeout Thomson last timeout.
No, Burke called the timeout. Brandon Lively called the timeout.
Oh, and the referee signaled the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon Lively, who's had a great game, signals timeout. The final one for Burke, and hey, it comes down to 2 plays, man.
So do you think they're all in for the win here? Do you think they would kick it here on 4th down?
I don't know, because I just don't know about their kicker. You know, I mean, we don't know enough about him. If it's Connor Askew, if it's last year, they kick it. I think they kick it and try and win it in overtime.
Guess maybe it depends on what happens on this play, too. If you get some kind of positive yardage, you probably would go for it.
From the 9, you're talking about a 28-yard field goal. Connor Askew last year, that's almost automatic. This year, I just don't know enough about the kicker. We've seen him on the field goals. He's done okay, but like I said, first things first, let's see what they do on 3rd down. And, again, no Curry on the field. He came off hobbling earlier. And it's on the shoulders of that young man, Noah Story, the sophomore. And you do have a timeout. I kind of like the idea of running on 2nd down instead of throwing, but they threw it. Let's see what they do here. What about dumping it, look across the middle? You had your big fella earlier open. And that's what they're going to do across the field. They had him. Oh, they had him, and he missed him. They had him wide open. It was a great play call. We talked about Burke County's plays. That was a great play call by Thomson. They had him, and he simply just missed him.
Yeah, you're talking about a one call that maybe you want to have a better one all season long here.
I think you go with this lineup and what you need. I think you got to go to Brigham. You look for Brigham on the one call. That's all by Ken Nugent.
So they're trying to get him isolated down here. He's got the safety's moving over, so he's going to have one-on-one coverage. And I think Parker may have saw that and took a timeout.
But I thought they didn't have any more timeouts.
Now, the scoreboard took that one off of Thomson because the referee signaled it to Thomson on that last one.
They might have, but Brandon Lively was in front of the official doing this.
I don't know if
Maybe
they
gave it to
both
Thomson
were.
First, yeah. Wow. Wow. What a game. It comes down to the final play, possibly. 22 seconds anyway. 4th and 9.
You got to believe Coach Parker's going to make sure Brigham's double covered here.
Yeah, but do you? I mean, he's only caught 2 balls really, and you got Jordan Lane. You got other people to watch for. I don't know if you can double him. You just don't. And really, the biggest pass play went to a linebacker, Shaquan Hart. We've not seen the kicker go out there. I know that. Now, Jontavius Curry is standing by the coaches right now as if he could go in the game.
Yeah, he's going in.
And he is. He's going in the game. Not as big a factor on a situation like this because, man, you take such a gamble if you give it to him. Now, if you throw it to, throw a screen and let it in the open field and let him try to make a play, maybe. But
well, this is one of those plays, even if he's not 100%, you use him as a decoy at least.
Yeah. And Noah Story, he would love to have that last pass back. He's going to throw it here. Brigham wanted a flag. There's no flag. They went for Brigham. He wanted a flag. There's no flag. There's no pass interference. Burke County is going to get the football back on downs, and barring a miracle, they are going to win this football game over Thomson, 24-21. What a game.
Wow.
What a game.
Incredible finish there.
Yeah. Brigham immediately looked to the officials wanting a call, but there was no call. The Burke County player made a play on the ball and deserved the win.
Just had a feeling they were going to go to Brigham there, and every situation they needed a play, they were kind of forcing it and going to him.
And now all Burke has to do is the best offensive play of every coach in America. This is their favorite. Victory formation and let your quarterback take a knee.
Yeah. It looked like a good play call. The defensive guy just made a play.
Yeah, good for all these seniors, though. Marshall Flowers, Charlie Dorsey, Jordan Franklin, all these seniors on this that have been 3-year starters. And Burke County is going to come to the Brickyard and escape. Last year, Thomson did not lose a football game until the state quarterfinals. This year, they have lost their season opener. And you know what? If you're Coach Youngblood, you've got to really get it, because those guys look super dejected. This is not your season. This game doesn't even matter in terms of playoffs. You got to forget about this one now.
You know what this rivalry means?
Yeah.
Have you seen a team celebrate like that after a week one win?
Not a Burke County, not a team the caliber of Burke County. They're cheering like they've won a playoff game. Now, if this had been, Augusta Christian beating Thomson, I get it, or something like that. Unbelievable. Let's go down to the field. Matt Lane has got a pretty happy Eric Parker.
Coach, this game's always one of the best ones we have on the schedule every year. This year we're starting off with it for the first game. Talk about your Bears.
Hey, we told the seniors, this is it, man. It's going to be your last shot at them. We were reeling a little bit. They beat us 2 in a row. And so, we kind of needed this one to make the rivalry do what it's supposed to. But, I give a lot of credit to Thomson. I give a lot of credit to their kids. But I'm so proud of our guys for coming here and fighting so hard. And I'm going to be honest with you. We had some kids that played well that actually this was their first time on this stage. So, that's a lot of credit to them, a lot of credit to our coaches, and it's just good to be bringing a victory back to Burke County from Thomson.
Well, you started off strong that first quarter. It seemed like a perfect Eric Parker game. You got a lead. You had the big kickoff return. You got a field goal. And then it seemed like you were going to play ball control. But then Thomson with their explosive plays. What did you tell your kids? How did you keep their head in the game, not to get too upset watching those long runs?
Well, you're exactly right. At halftime, that's what we told them. Sometimes you just have to give credit what's credit's due. Thomson has some playmakers. They're never out of it because a couple of snaps they can have, 14, 21 points. So, big credit, like I said, to our guys just making the plays when they had to. One thing about defenses these days is not always possible to be shut down, but you got to be able to get off the field at the right time, and our guys did that.
Another great classic rivalry matchup here at Burke County Thomson. Go celebrate with your team, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you, AB.
All right, thanks, Matt. Man, love that guy, Eric Parker, that he sees it. In this day and age, you can't stop everybody, but you got to get off the field at the right time in the game, and they did it tonight. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will introduce you to our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, some stats, final thoughts from myself and Nathan, and all that's happening when we return. Burke County victorious over Thomson 24-21 here on Game Night Live.
Don't have to look anywhere. They're just going to. All right, welcome back on the field here at Thomson High School for our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. Another terrific Thomson-Burke County game, just a terrific classic rivalry that we've come to love here in the area. And we want to hand out some hardware really quick. On offense, for Burke County, number 6, Marshall Flowers, getting the offensive player of the game. Talk about it. Early on, you get the big kick return to start the game. You get a field goal. You get the ball back. It seemed like y'all were going to do the ball control thing. How did you feel going into that second quarter? Did you feel comfortable? Talk me through a little bit of it.
Well, to be honest, at this point, it's all a blur. But I'm so proud of our guys, our offensive guys. Our offensive line started the whole thing. If they weren't blocking for me, none of this would happen.
Well, in terms of a lot of times you guys like to play that ball control, but right there towards the end you kind of had to step it up and kind of go back and forth with them. How did you feel comfortable with that, with this being the first game?
Yes, sir. I felt it made me feel great because we've been a running program over the years, and we finally got them to convince the coaches to get back in the passing game, and I'm proud of how it turned out tonight.
All right, moving over to defense. We want to hand out the defensive player of the game to number 44, Brandon Lively, and there, right after y'all got that ball back and it seemed like y'all were going to try to run the clock out in the first quarter, Thomson kind of turned it on a little bit. What did Coach say to y'all, or what did you say to your teammates when they started getting some of those big runs and some of those scores?
It was still very early in the game, and I knew we had plenty of time to come back. So I just let my teammates know it's okay. Take a breath. We got it. They don't want to be physical. We just got to come back, be physical, and shut them down. And that's what we did.
Now, I got to give Brandon credit. He literally they just won the game on a 4th down play to end the game, and then everybody, I don't know if you saw it, ran. They were going to go to their locker room. Somehow we got him out of here, so he's out of breath. But what are you looking forward to next week? What kind of confidence did this give the Bears?
A lot. This was the first time we beat Thomson in the 3 years I've been here. It was the best feeling ever, and to start off a season like this, I think it's just going to go up from here.
Well, both teams look to have terrific years this year here on the gridiron, but our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game right here. Back to you, AB.
Flowers, and congrats to Brandon Lively, our offensive and defensive players of the game. And speaking of things of the game, how about our Powerade play of the game? Let's take a look at that in tonight's Burke County victory, our Powerade play of the game. And here it is. It's Marshall Flowers going up top for a 33-yard scoring strike and a spectacular catch by Donta Williams. And Burke County took the lead back from Thomson there, and they go on to win. And, of course, we also have our East – we're not no hit of the game tonight, but we do thank the East Central Health District for their sponsorship of that. And we really didn't have – last night we had probably 3 or 4. Tonight none really stood out. But, again, our play of the game was the long scoring pass from Marshall Flowers to Donta Williams. We also have our Culpeper Ace Hardware QBs by the quarter. What do we got for us at the end of the game here, Nathan?
Yeah, so Story ended up 5 of 11 for 83 yards. Jones 2 of 6 for 12 yards and the interception. Flowers, which was our offensive player of the game, was 14 of 22 for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Did a great job of leading that offense tonight.
Absolutely. Well, in the end, the Burke County Bears did seem like the better team. Thomson, has some quick strike guys. They've got some players. But they got a little bit of work to do if they want to contend for that state title. Again, they're playing an awfully good team and a quad A team tonight in Burke County. But so, nothing to hang their heads about. But you saw some dejected kids. They're going to have to forget this game and move on. And for Burke County, they got to be sky high. As Brandon Lively said, for the juniors in that program, they've never beaten Thomson. So to get the victory tonight really sets them off on a great path for this season. Well, folks, we have had a phenomenal weekend of football. How about this?
Yeah.
Of course, thank all of our sponsors. You see them. Please go see them when you're out and about in the community. Tell them you appreciate them bringing you all this bringing all this high school coverage and highlighting these kids from the football players, the cheerleaders, the coaches, the band members, all of that. We appreciate their sponsorship, and of course, we thank you for watching. The crew from WJBF, outstanding as always. Last night at Augusta Christian, tonight here at the Brickyard in Thomson, we had 2 phenomenal games, and it ended on an incredible finish here as Burke County gets the victory 24-21. We thank you for watching. For Matt Lane down on the field, Nathan Edwards, my partner in the booth, and for all of WJBF Sports, we thank you for watching Game Night Live. Burke County victorious over Thomson.